All right, welcome back to some Heroes in Training. We are going to jump back into phase 3 of the tournament. We've got, let me see if everybody's here. Okay, yep, let me focus ping us here. This is kind of our scoreboard at the moment. We've got Palladium and Emoticon, and they have cleared one room already. We got Left Wing and DJ. They've cleared one room already, and we kind of cliffhangered with Bastion and Quantum Quill, having gotten to a room where there was like a carbon, like a coal mine puzzle room where everything is too heavy, like the carts are too heavy to like pick up and move, so you have to try and maneuver the carts along this railroad track in a particular way to get to the other side to fill it with coal so the door will open. But obviously Bastion just moved the carbon in a much more direct way, and so we kind of cliffhangered with cutting to that like ESPN room where there's a bunch of news reporters.
No, guys,
they're kind of giving commentary.
It's the guys from Dude Perfect who are just doing the commentary as we hear the obvious Dude Perfect soundtrack happening in the background.
Yeah, absolutely. and so we just kind of cut to Bastion like maniacally laughing, and cut to like the ESPN room where all
Bastion calls this shot the coal chaser. I don't
know. So we can just jump straight in. I think at the beginning of the session, I'm supposed to add one team to the pool.
I think so.
We're using separate pools too, so we
yes.
One,
I think that might only happen if you don't have any. Like it sets to 1 if they don't have more, right? I don't think it's like you just add one. I could be wrong though.
Let me check.
Maybe that's when time passes, you reset it to 1. Maybe I'm mixing it up. Like
also, I'm pretty sure Caleb used one team in the last, right?
They were struggling.
His last roll was a 6
to get through.
So you would use team. So should he still have 3?
I don't know.
Oh,
I did have a question about that. How are we tracking how long it takes to get through a room? Because like we got through our room in like one roll, like 4 seconds, and they got pounded for a while before they got through theirs. So obviously I assume that we got through ours faster, right? How are we tracking time?
So generally I'm just abstracting it, but in like I guess remember there's a lot of time in between rooms. Like it takes a while to actually figure out the maze to get to the next room. So it could be like 10-15 minutes. And so a minute there, a minute here to take longer to get through a room. Well, sure, I'm mostly going off of like the rolls themselves. So if we were to finish now, I suppose after Bastion gets to finish his room, Left Wing would obviously win because he succeeded in one roll.
Okay,
right?
I didn't know if we were tracking
team there.
How we were tracking that, but okay.
Not necessarily. Like I'm tracking it mentally. I'm not necessarily like
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, Connor, you're misremembering Connor
on there, but
you don't add one to the team after the end of the session. It just says whenever time passes, the GM empties the team pool and restores it to 1 team.
Oh, are you sure?
Yep, that's what I'm looking at right now.
Let me look at in peripheral moves. I think it was start of session. At the start of every session, the GM adds a team to the pool.
All right, never mind.
That's really?
Peripheral moves.
It doesn't say anything else.
So
I got 2 team now.
Oh yeah, here we go. I see it. Session moves. Yeah, I see. Okay.
I don't know if maybe Caleb Palladium succeeded on like a savior roll maybe and added a team to the pool. It doesn't look like it. So I'm fairly certain
we just forgot to delete one. That's fine.
Yeah, you just forgot to delete one. So that's how we'll do it. So okay, so Bastion,
I get one back, right?
Quantum Quill.
He already had, it was
3. I added it. Yeah.
Oh,
we're good. I'm not cheating you. Don't worry. So go ahead, Bastion. So you're maniacally laughing in your first room here. Go ahead and tell me how. I guess what you do next.
I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna manipulate the carbon to go into the spot it's supposed to go into.
Well, yeah. So go ahead and then just roll freak, I think.
Do I get a situational +1 since every single part of this thing that I'm required to do is carbon based?
No. So the way that I'm handling like advantages in that way is if this room was harder, or let's say it was not carbon, right? And you actually had to move figure out the puzzle on your own. it would be more than one roll. That's kind of how we're handling it. So like certain rooms are going to be more complicated and not straightforward. So like same thing with Left Wing's room. It was very straightforward for Left Wing. All he had to do was teleport across the chasm. So that's kind of how we're handling that.
Okay, I got a 10.
Nailed it. All right, so yeah, I guess on a 10 plus with Freak,
Jared,
you do it. So
when you succeed, you have to go oh, run around like a crazy person. Okay, I'm done with the dude perfect jokes.
I don't know what that is.
I didn't understand that at all, but I see.
Yeah, just for our audience's sake, one of the songs that I had decided was like the Heroes in Training, like NFL theme, basically for the tournament. Caleb thought it sounded like a Dude Perfect video, which is I don't think I've ever seen more than like one Dude Perfect video in my life, so I did not make the connection personally. But so that's where all these Dude Perfect jokes are coming from.
I used to be an avid watcher back in the day. Until it was the same video over and over again.
So Bastian, so on a 10 plus for Freak, you just do it, right? So go ahead and tell me what you do. I'm sure it's straightforward as it sounds, but
I'm just moving stuff to a different part. Right?
Yeah, you're literally just picking up the carbon from the what's it called? What am I thinking of? I just want to say the coal mine shaft, but the shaft is like the tunnel itself. Mm-hmm. So what is the like cart called? Is it just a cart?
A mine cart,
probably. Mine cart? Okay, yeah. So you're just moving the carbon from the mine cart to the like funnel.
Yeah, I think he's just like holding out one of his hands, and then the other one he's just like sarcastically yawning.
We get a shot of like the TV screen as you're moving the carbon from one side to the other, and we like get a shot of the crowd being like, "Hey, this doesn't quite seem fair." And then the door opens on the other side, and I think Quantum Quill is like, "Well, that room was suspiciously perfect for you."
Yeah. Could I burn here?
Sure. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let me look at how many conditions you have, though.
I just won. I don't remember what it was from, but
I suppose it makes sense. Even though you're putting it in the funnel to open the door, you could always just pull it back out and be like, okay, now I have some extra carbon to work with.
Yeah. And I doubt all of the carbon like in the coal mine was used to fill the thing. Otherwise it would be impossible for anyone but me to pass this room. If they had to like individually mine all the coal from the wall.
Oh no, it isn't, not in terms of mining it. It was all in one cart, right?
Oh, okay. You just made it seem like it was a coal mine
the
too.
Right tracks.
Okay.
Yeah. I suppose somebody like Fuego or Green Tiger could theoretically lift it and pour it in that way. Otherwise, you'd have to figure out how to like pull the levers at the right time or something like that.
I don't remember what I do on an 8.
You have one conditions. Oh, okay, you already rolled. So I think you get less burn and mark one condition. Yeah, on a hit, hold 3 burn. Oh, on a 7 to 9, mark a condition. So you are marking one condition.
Okay.
But you still get 3 burn.
Yeah.
Okay, so then go ahead.
I'll figure out which one to do, and you guys can.
When you guys what?
You can go to someone else while I figure out which one makes sense.
Oh, so I guess I'll give you the reason why you get quote unquote hurt here is as you're pulling the carbon out from where you put it in the funnel, the door closes like really fast. And so as you're trying to get it through the door, you're able to get it through the door, but like the door almost crushes you.
Okay.
So that's the condition effect or trigger. Nice. If that helps. Obviously we'll still move on. I think we started with Left Wing, but just because since Palladium is at the top here, we're going to go back to Palladium. So because it's going to hurt my brain otherwise.
Okay.
Fine with me. Bring it on.
Palladium, go ahead and do your next superior roll.
Right.
You don't have any pluses to this. It's just a normal superior roll with obviously you get pluses for your label. And then Left Wing, I'm pretty sure you have a situational bonus to this.
I was just trying to remember how we did that. Yeah.
For DJ scouting ahead, basically.
Right.
What are the numbers
Right.
How many turns it took us to get out of the room in case it matters later?
Okay.
I think,
All right,
Caleb, did you roll twice to get out of your last room, or was it 3
I
times?
think you
Rolled a
might have
whole
rolled 3
bunch.
times, but
yeah, but I mean, some of them were like, in response to other stuff. So I'm not really
Yeah.
sure exactly.
yeah, that's perfect. Dan. That tells us exactly what we need to know.
Yeah, 32
2 or
turns.
3.
Is
Out
that
of
your
7 to
roll?
9. Yeah, out of
Okay.
7 to 9, the room you found is challenging for your abilities.
Yep. You could always use team here to increase that to a 10 and say emoticon helps you find a room more suitable.
Honestly,
Up to
that's
you.
probably a better call because I would either I'm going to probably have to spend team to get out of whatever difficulties the room offers
Right.
me, and so
Yeah.
I might as well do the 1 to make it a 10. Yeah.
Okay, so I think
So then it changes it to the room you found is ideal for you and or your partner's abilities.
here's what I think it is. I think you go inside and I guess it's like a big kind of like domed area.
Mhm.
And as you go inside, the door like shuts behind you. And there's like a pressure plate in the middle of the room.
Okay.
And I think maybe like let me think about that. I think maybe like on the wall, like it names the room and it's like the pressure room.
It's called no pressure.
Or maybe it calls it the pressure chamber.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
The pressure cooker.
Yeah, pressure cooker is actually probably the best name for it.
Pressure references, I don't know.
So I think emoticon just kind of like walks towards it and is like, I guess we might as well step on it and see what happens.
Well, but emoticon, what if it's a trap? Got to spring the trap. Yeah, I mean, probably, right? Like that's the only thing in the room. Yeah, sorry. What are emoticon's abilities again, real quick?
So he has 5. He's got happiness, which allows him to fly. He's got sadness, which allows him to become electrically charged. He's got anger, which allows him to create and manipulate ice.
Oh wait, I wrote this down earlier.
Oh, there you go. Well, just for the audience sake, I got 2 more.
Yeah.
Fear allows him to turn invisible, and driven affects his perception of time.
Cool. Got ATM.
Kinda. ATM would be the much stronger version of what he has.
Oh, right. He has Electrum.
Yeah, I guess Doomseer is more like ATM.
ATM.
Yeah.
I think I say, maybe go ahead and throw a big block of ice on that, just in case.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think he like starts making some ice, and when the ice starts to like become big enough to trigger the pressure plate, a protective like bulletproof glass like dome opens up over the pressure plate and then just goes like and the ice just like shatters into a billion pieces. Wow, and then you see the door start to like inch up a little bit, and then as soon as the ice breaks, it goes back down.
It goes back down all the way.
Yep.
So you have to stay on the plate.
Yeah, I think I say, do you have any heavier ice?
He shakes his head, and I think anger is already popped out of him. And one thing you notice, Palladium, having spent enough time with him in this maze here, is he doesn't seem like, you don't really seem to notice like a difference in his emotions as he's popping these back and forth. It's just like second nature to him at this point.
Yeah, no, but what would that do to your perception of your own emotional state to just
some nasty things, man.
Yeah,
some nasty things.
Yeah, I guess I probably have, my helmet off for the money shot at this point, but we see it close up around me, and I say, all right, well, let's see how much this armor can take, and then I go ahead and step on the pressure plate.
Go ahead and roll your special take a move or take a powerful blow move. I think that's perfect for this.
Nice.
I was definitely expecting you to just throw a piece of your armor on the plate. But that works, I guess.
Nah,
Here
it's
we
more
go.
fun
Go
when I do it
die.
myself. What is it? Yeah, never give up, never surrender. When you take a powerful blow from someone with far greater power than you, I assume this counts. Use this move instead of the basic move. Roll plus savior. Let's do it. You got a +3 in this, and it pays off.
There you go.
Okay, on a hit, you stand strong and choose one. You get an opportunity or opening against your attacker. You rally from the hit, and it inspires the team. You keep your attacker's attention. Do I have to choose any one of these in particular to accomplish what we need to accomplish here, or is the simple
I don't
act of
think so.
taking
I
the powerful blow what I needed to do?
Yeah, I think the act of taking the powerful blow is what you need to do. I can't think of any one of those could just be the answer, right? So I'm not really worried about it.
Mhm.
So you stand on it long enough, right? To where the door opens enough so that he can get through. How are you handling it? Like, is it in like, obviously your armor is glowing purple.
Real quick, can I choose you rally from the hit and it inspires the team, add one to the team to the pool?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Okay.
I think that's fine.
That's the helpful option here.
Yep.
If I don't have any requirements otherwise. So is this like guns? Is it a shooting? Like what? How did you? Because you just described it as like the dome.
Like I think as you're standing on it, it's like the bottom of the dome is like sucking air out. So basically, it's like a vacuum pressured like dome where I think of it as like being plunged into the ocean fast, right? It's just a ton of pressure as you're standing on it.
And so I'm just curious what that did to the ice then, because the way you described it seemed like it was being like shot by machine guns a million times.
Well, it's just I guess a better way would be like it's like Thunder's power, basically, right? I guess, and Thunder's
being
power
vibrated
is it's being I can't figure out the right way to describe it. It's a pressure chamber. It's being destroyed under its own weight.
Okay.
So you probably just feel the weight of like you feel like you're being crushed as you're inside it. We'll just put it that way. Sure. Instead of trying to explain science.
I mean, hey, as long as I get as long as I get kinetic from it, as long as that's what's happening, I don't care.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and I think that's the team, right?
Yeah.
You're storing up a bunch of kinetic energy.
True. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, and I think once it fills up all the way and the door opens all the way, it just stays open. The dome just unlocks and you're just able to walk forward.
Yeah, I think we probably just see me probably go to like I try to stay standing as long as I can as my armor's starting to glow purple. And then I like go to one knee as the pressure is like buckling me. But it just keeps getting like more and more purple. And then probably get like an impression. I guess you tell me how full do I get here? How much do I get from the armor?
I don't know. I feel like you're probably filled to the brim, right?
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering. Not that we get a little ding or anything, but like I'd like to think that the armor tells me like, oh, okay, we're at capacity, my dude, right? And
yep.
We might start seeing like energy leak out, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm imagining like I basically it looks like shard plate at this point, right? And like I'm kind of walking like it too, right? Like I'm right, and then just like juiced up,
just a bunch of contained pressure.
Yep.
Now I want to know what would happen if I stole your power while you're like that. Like, would it just go off?
I don't want that to happen.
Very interesting.
Don't do that.
I feel my guess. I don't think we'll ever see this happen, but my guess would be it would just start to like spray out uncontrollably.
Well, isn't the armor doing the work though? It's just that
but without your
direction.
Yeah, without your direction, I think it would.
Like it probably wouldn't like kill you. I assume it would probably just vent it all, right?
Yeah,
I think that's what he's saying.
But what if the instant before Leftwing told it, or Leftwing stole my power, I told the armor, don't leak out the power when we're disconnected. What would it do then?
I don't know.
All right, we should
we'll
test
wait and see.
Okay. But yeah, I'd like to think that like we rush on from the chamber, but now I'm like ready to go. Like I feel like
Yep.
that was probably the best thing that could have happened.
Yep. And Emoticon says, just make sure you contain that.
I'll point it away from you.
Sounds good. You guys run off.
Yeah, we just, I think you just hear me going, yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, I like that. Then Left Wing and DJ, we kind of, I think maybe we get like like how like the Prison Break transitions go, where it's like going through the tunnels in the back of the prison. We get kind of like a shot like that, where it's like we find
maybe from the cameras where they go into the wall and pop out through the camera.
Yeah, something
DJ's
like that.
looking through it or whatever.
Yeah, maybe we get like we did with King, like that kind of transition where they go on the wires and come out the camera on the other side where DJ and Left Wing are. Maybe DJ even says like, "Oh man, Palladium looks juiced up right now." Good thing we can't fight each other this time.
Yeah, why are you watching him? Where are we going?
Go ahead and roll. I set you up perfectly to fail.
Let's see.
Okay, 7 and 9. So the room is holy cow! Why do you get a +4?
I have a +3, and then I get his +1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have 3 superior.
I thought you had a condition that. I thought you had.
Thought so too, but it's not marked, so something must have happened.
I don't know.
Oh, I think I took that at the end of the last session instead of taking. I got rid of it. That was my end of. Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. That's right.
I think I'll spend a team to make it a 10.
Okay.
I can't delete my own, so.
You can't delete your own team. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. I don't have control over them. Yeah.
Okay. So now let me see if I can find a good one for you. I think this one's going to be good for DJ actually.
Yeah. I was unfortunately good for me basically is the same thing every time.
Yes.
So that won't be interesting.
I think maybe it's a I think it's a robotics room. Kind of like an Attack of the Clones, where there's a bunch of like factory assembly lines, and it's like putting together different robots or whatever. Let me think. I think in order to get the other door open, it needs a particular machine. Kind of like the carbon puzzle.
Machine.
Yeah, I want you to build a machine.
Okay. I would like to roll to assess the situation if I can.
Sure.
$11.
Full hit. Okay.
So the main question I want to ask is, in a list somewhere that I'm not looking at.
How could we best end this quickly is one of the.
What here can I use to destroy that big robot in the middle of the maze?
Oh, interesting.
I want to find some kind of robot part because I'm assuming that they won't just. It's not something that. Well, maybe I can. So I think while we're in here, I'm like, hey, DJ, that big old robot in the middle. I don't suppose you can just like take it over, control it. We fought robots in this. Could you do that in the first phase? Could you control the robots?
Yeah, I think he says no. Actually, they weren't actually robots, and I'm pretty sure this new one. I think it's the same thing.
Yeah, I sort of figured. Is there anything in this room you can use to like? I don't know. This is a bunch of robot stuff. Can you like do something to overload it, or I don't know, bypass its security measures, something?
Yeah. I think maybe it's like he says,
a power spike or something. I don't know.
I think what he says. Okay, so there's a bit of a disconnect here because
Okay.
what the robot is an animated object. So it's not actually a robot. So if you were to do something that would like electrically overcharge it,
Mhm.
it wouldn't actually like do anything to its sentience necessarily
Okay.
because it's not actually like.
But I mean, they can be destroyed. So clearly they're not, there must be some kind of critical components, something or other. But there must be something it can run out of that no longer allows it to animate. Right.
Yeah, that would be no, I would say no, not necessarily. Nothing like physical. It would be
Well, I mean, then it has to be an energy of some sort, but that's what electricity is, right? So my point is, there's got to be a dimension here somewhere that we can interact with because there's a dimension keeping it up. Right?
Yes, that would be if you took Lifesap's power.
I suppose, but his power must be doing something, right?
Well, it's doing something like metaphysical.
Okay, that's fine.
I think DJ is like, so you're saying you want me to make a big explosive? Robot got boom boom.
If that's the most effective way, sure. I mean,
yeah, I think he says, all right.
Yeah, isn't it just the structural integrity is the idea?
Structural integrity of what?
The like robot? If you break the structural integrity of the
like if you like the form can't hold anymore, then it can't animate.
Because you could break them. So like if you destroy the robot or the automaton, yes. He can't control it, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was always the plan B. I just figured maybe there was something more strategic, but that's fine.
Yeah.
A bomb works. If we can make a bomb out of the stuff here.
Yep.
Real quick, I had a thought that I thought was funny. I'm curious what the rest of the maze looks like for everyone. If we keep finding rooms that are perfect for us, I'd like to think that like everyone is just finding the exact perfect rooms because no one's getting mismatched rooms. Because if we're getting the right rooms for us, then everybody else is getting the right rooms for them, right? And we're not stealing their room. And so it's just like, man, this is so easy.
Oh, and another thing to note, I guess, especially since Leftwing and DJ, you guys kind of see and map out the maze. So like, let's say there was like it's a maze with 18 different entrances.
Yeah.
Leftwing and DJ, you guys rotated where you were on the outskirts of the maze to find perfect rooms for yourselves.
Right. Like they didn't just put us in front of a bunch of perfect rooms. Yes. Right. I figured.
That's what. So, and for Palladium and Bastion, you guys are finding the most direct route. Like the best route, and it's just by chance that the rooms are good for you. But that's part of the superior role or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
It's abstracted, so it's a little bit difficult to one-to-one in narrative. But okay. So I think what DJ does, I think the role. You're I guess. Do you want to ask your other questions?
Oh yeah, I suppose so. That and then I mean, so if this is him doing something, I don't know exactly how we're going to work this, but
I think it'd be a comforter support role.
Okay. Well, actually, I mean, I guess, can I have used my assess the situation to be like, this is what we need to do to like what the robot needs to be or whatever, right? Like, can that have been like, basically I'm telling him what to make?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah. I feel like that's,
I'll pick that as one of my answers, whatever that is. Yeah. So like, how do we best end this quickly or what do I need to get past the room? Quickly, right. What here can I use to open the door?
Yeah.
And then, I asked 2 out of 10 plus. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you asked 3. I think that's your special. I think it's a special one.
The special one is I can always ask those even if I fail.
So I don't get. I meant your confused roll. I think that's what we're confused, thinking it's your confused roll.
I see. Okay.
Because that's one.
Oh, the tricking people think I get to pick 3. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Oh, and it's pierce the mask. You asked 3. That's what we're thinking of, actually.
Well, it does choose 3 on my trick as well. But anyways, yeah. So okay, those 2 are good.
So I think I think you're like, oh, and this is the robot we just need to make, obviously. And DJ is like, all right, let me make the robot that we need, and let me make something a little extra on the side. And he just like pulls his headphones off of his neck, like over his ears, and he's like, and you just see all the robots like moving, and you see like some of the robots like reaching over assembly lines to like trade parts and different things like that.
I look at him, and under my breath, I'm like, man, if he'd been like a business guy, he'd be rich.
Yeah.
Like, why did he pick this?
Yep. And try to move this piece here. Piece.
Maybe I
yeah,
say
so,
that when he's sorry. Go ahead. You describe him finishing first.
Yeah. Well, he makes. I think maybe he makes like a little. Let me steal from Arcane. I think he makes a robot that has like a little plug that like plugs into how you're supposed to open the door, and it like juices up the door and it opens, and then
Sure.
Maybe you're like, hey, what about the other robot? And he like already has it in his pocket. He's like, oh yeah, this guy, and it's a little monkey that has like the clanging cymbals thing.
Nice, perfect.
He's like,
very, very classic of you.
Yeah.
Hey, DJ, have you ever considered a job in like, I don't know, manufacturing?
He's like, what would that do?
A lot of money. That's what it would do. You could just run an entire manufacturing plant by yourself.
Yeah, I think maybe as you guys are like running to the maze to like the next room, he's like, oh, you really think I could do that?
You just did.
That's got over to Bastion.
Yeah.
As long as he's there. Maybe not.
Yeah, I'm here.
Quantum Quill is like, Bastion.
And just waving her hand in front of her face. Yeah. And he's just like, yes, power, unlimited power.
I ended up marking angry because that's the only one that made the tiniest bit of sense.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah.
I don't know how hopeless, guilty, or afraid would work from not getting as much carbon out of the room as I could have.
Well, you almost got squished by the door. So afraid could be like, wow, this place is sketchy.
Yeah.
I mean, he almost gets squished all the time, but stuff's way more.
I think angry makes more sense.
But. Yeah. Also, I like the idea that he's just like an extra 12 feet taller. You just stole all of the carbon from that room and like slapped it on your armor. And now you're just like a small person inside of a carbon
Naruto gourd on the back.
Yeah, nice. There you go. You made a gourd out of carbon and then filled it with carbon. There you go. I saw this in a show once.
Yeah.
I'd like to think if we had a perfect parallel of these three scenes, we have me walking out in shard plate, glowing shard plate, Jared Bastion walking out in like mech armor, and then Left Wing is in a giant robot. Yeah, that was made by DJ.
Yeah, hey, could you make me a big armor suit? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
that'd be funny.
I got a 10 again.
Nice. Wow. It's just like every time in this stupid tournament, you guys are just 10 plus the whole way through.
And we go feast and famine. One session is all successes, so next session is going to be all ones.
We have had a lot of sessions, or a couple sessions where we just bomb the whole time.
Yeah,
so it's true. But yeah, we have max modifiers on like all of our important stuff. So
if you need another super easy room for us, a room full of gas would be a good one.
Oh yeah, I think that would be great for actually both of you. Yeah, I think it is that. It's like a gas chamber where you have to like hold your breath. Yeah. It's like hold your breath to get through, and on the other side is just the normal lever where you
maybe there's like little bubbles of air, like air membranes. You have to make it to them to breathe.
Yeah,
because other people have to be able to live too.
Tower rooms. Yeah.
And maybe there's like
little enclosed rooms. You have to hold your breath and then vent out the gas, and then you can breathe.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Each one.
Yeah. They're little like plastic bubble rooms.
Yeah.
Just described all that so it could be ignored, but still, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a gas mask with the filter made out of activated charcoal.
Nice.
Which is just Yep.
Nice.
And make 2 of them.
Yeah.
You don't need anything else for a gas mask, like fabric or
really the only
anything.
I mean, if you're making a traditional one, but if you're just making like a cheap one use, like it doesn't need to. I don't need to see through it. It's just going over my mouth and nose.
I was just curious. When I imagine a gas mask, there's a lot of other things.
Eyes. Yeah,
I guess it depends. It depends on the gas.
If it's just like carbon dioxide or something, it wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it wouldn't feel good, probably.
I assume it's like carbon monoxide.
Well, that would be a much more aggressive.
No, that would be
that would be don't breathe at all.
Right, but it's slow acting though.
That would be worse.
That's worse.
Right? I mean, it's like
because they can't actually fix you.
Let me give these kids permanent damage. Of like
Like they just keep you from dying. They can't like fix you when you get there. Right?
Yeah.
I think you're overestimating the killing potential of carbon monoxide. I don't think you breathe in it once and it has permanent damage. But
Well, no, but like,
yeah, it's still.
when do they teleport you?
Yeah,
right.
It's kind of an ambiguous.
Because like when you teleport you, if you
go
have
ahead
all
and
this
roll
carbon
a free
monoxide in your
roll,
lungs,
Bastion, and just make the masks.
I guess it doesn't really matter anyways for us. This purposes.
Yeah.
But what's the name of this room?
I don't think this is room
Taco Tuesdays.
Yeah. Yes, never mind. That's what it's called.
Turns out Left Wing named all these rooms.
Yeah,
they wiped
there
his
you go.
memory.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's what we're getting as we go through. It's like DJ sees another room and then
Oh,
he's like, okay, what you got for this one, Left Wing? He's like, Taco Tuesdays.
The name like materializes as like a display over with the reality. It's not actually there. It's just yeah, good stuff.
Yep. Okay. So the you just make some couple of masks and Quantum Quill is like, thank you for choosing me.
And I'm like, are you gonna help?
She says, hey.
Well, she can airbend now, right? That's what you're saying.
I was gonna say she could.
Yeah, I think she was trying to do that, and then I'm just like, I just hand her a gas mask. I'm like, we're to rush.
Yeah,
sorry, but we need to go faster.
Yeah. She's like, but hey, this room would be perfect for me. As you guys are like running through the door to get to the next.
Also,
like,
to be fair, if it was perfectly sealed and only had gas in it, and she moved it, she'd just be creating a vacuum. You wouldn't be able to breathe anything in it. Like there wouldn't be any oxygen to, like, you know what I mean? It's not breathing in oxygen from anywhere else.
The door behind us is open, right?
But I assume someone's keeping the gas in. Otherwise, you would just open the doors and win.
Well, I think it closes once you enter the room.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I figured it had to be something.
Yep.
Otherwise,
I think a lot of these rooms, like you can look in, but if you enter the room, it closes behind you. Like if you're willing to try, it's like asking for the ob and burning wheel.
It's asking your consent. Do you want to die? Yeah.
Yep. Is this how you choose to die? Okay. Close the door. Okay, so we'll look up from there to back to Palladium and Emoticon. Yeah, go ahead.
I need to do a superior roll since David did a superior roll.
You already did a superior roll?
I mean, when I'm in the room.
What are you trying to find out?
I want to.
No, you don't need to do another one.
I wanted to.
Why?
To get a +1 for later.
Oh no!
But what are you trying?
That would be just for this room, right?
The only reason I was able to make one is because he can see the other rooms. DJ can see the other rooms, right?
Yeah.
Although I guess we had the like cheat sheet. Did we know there's a robot in the center? So when you said it, it sounded like it was news.
It was news. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, all right. I was gonna say then maybe you could, but
if I were to theoretically break the door on the way out and flood all of the tunnels with poison gas,
you'd probably be disqualified for damaging the property.
But they said you could damage the rooms.
Yeah,
the door is part of the room.
No, the door counts.
I mean, if you want to try and say that's something Bastion would try to do, we can kind of explore that step by step. But I think there's a disconnect there for sure.
What do you mean a disconnect?
I think there's a disconnect of something that Bastion would try and something that would be potentially feasible, given that it's like at least 10, 15 minutes before you guys get different rooms. Right?
Yeah. So it might work if someone's nearby. But
and this maze is not even on like one level, right? Like you guys are going up and downstairs.
Also, if that worked, wouldn't that count as attacking the other team?
Yes, which is also like, okay,
illegal.
It's kind of like a borderline issue of, if that did work, why in the world would Bastion risk that? And it just seems infeasible to actually have an effect. And also, wouldn't the gas just like not make it super far?
Well, it depends if it's being constantly like pumped into the room.
Well, it'd have to be enough to fill that room after a certain point of time, right? But and enough that it can't just escape if the door's open for like 20 seconds. Right?
Yeah, I'm curious. But sorry to derail this even harder. Can Architect Guy make stuff like this, like gas and stuff? Because
he can make contraptions that. Let's put it this way: if we were playing like Prison Architect, he can make everything Prison Architect that you can make in Prison Architect, right? Like he could just make the utility lines and hook it up to the
so
gas.
My question was like, someone had to plug gas into this room for it to work, right? Like he can't make gas.
He can make right.
He makes
he can
all
make
the
things that
contraptions.
make gas. right? Like that could be a potential thing that he does. If I mean, not something.
Well,
that
you
can make gas
might
out
need
of
some sort of
nothing,
catalyst
but
or
yeah.
He
so,
can make
like,
things that emit gas, right? But he
Yes,
can't actually create
yes.
gas.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
that would be a little OP.
He
Sorry, I
already
had to
makes
reel this by
cities in
cheating.
seconds.
Yeah, but
He's already
they only
pretty OP.
last. They depending on how much of his fuel he's using, they only last for a certain amount of time.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
It's not a will. I mean, he can willingly dissipate it as well, but it's a temporary. They're all temporary structures.
I also keep forgetting he's not the one that made the
Life sap creatures.
No, the room, the giant savior room.
The rescue facility.
I keep forgetting it's not him because I originally thought it was him. I misunderstood you, and now I've had that in my head. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
All right, so let's cut back over to Palladium and Emoticon. I think
right.
maybe go ahead and make your superior roll. But I think as you guys are walking, I think Emoticon's like, so why did you pick me anyway?
I got a full hit there, by the way.
Oh, no. I was wondering what the little dance is for.
Yeah. No, that's what I do. When you ask me that question,
he just really likes
do a Fortnite dance
a lot.
No, I
turns out the two golden boys, actually two rainbow boys. No, I'm kidding.
No. Yeah. So I think I just say, let's see, how do I phrase this?
Yeah, why did you pick him? It's terrible. I'm kidding.
Yeah, you're right.
Why did I pick a clock?
Yeah.
And then you get this.
But
they said you could attack the other teams. They didn't say anything about attacking your own team.
Friendly fire. They didn't say I can't sabotage my own self.
They didn't say that.
I'm not against the rules. I'm punching myself.
Anyway.
Emoticon's like, wow, you're a retard. That's how we move on.
Yeah, I just talked to another one.
That's the reason that he picked him. That's oof.
Yeah.
I only picked you because I'm retarded.
Wow, self-burn. Those are rare.
Yeah.
Okay, so I say, well, you want to pick the best, right? You want to win. And you and me together, I think we got pretty much everything covered.
Yeah, he nods. He's like,
yeah, you're right. I am the best.
no, I think
the strongest.
Yeah. I guess I am the strongest person in the class now. He nods and says, thanks. I'd like to think I would have picked you too.
I chuckled to myself. I'm like, no offense if you wouldn't.
Yeah, I think you guys get to the next room, and I think this one is an energy puzzle room. So you like try to push the button on like the door to even just to open it, and it doesn't open. And there's a little like panel, and when you open it up, it's like a dead battery, and it has to be like charged.
Okay. Is there a way that I could do this with the kinetic energy I have in me?
Well, I think Emoticon just puts sat.
Oh, that's true.
He just charges it, and then the door opens. And as you walk in, I think there's like a heat room, maybe like a heat. How would it separate it out? I think there's like the first kind of like. I think this room is like bigger than a lot of the other rooms you've seen. I think there's like one like the first like tunnel area has like is like heated. It has like not necessarily flamethrowers, but like heat condensers out of the wall. And then farther over, maybe you see like
so you're describing a tunnel?
Yeah, well, not necessarily a tunnel. Like a tunnel is to be smaller, like a corridor,
series of corridors,
like a corridor. Yeah, and I'm trying to
like
think of what the second one would be.
Yeah,
I think the second one is like maybe like a wind room, and it like goes up. And the last one is water. You have to, and you don't see this last one yet, probably. But the last one is like water. You have to like swim up to open up a hatch.
So it's like an elemental room, basically.
Yep.
Okay. And so the idea is with this first one is like, okay, you got to get through the flamethrowers.
Yep. But it's not necessarily flamethrowers. It's like just heat emitters. It's not actually spitting flames out, but it's like super hot.
Super,
thermal
superheated
discharge?
thermal thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I'm disappointed because I want to keep this kinetic energy for something.
I suppose with that in mind, since you did get a 10 plus, maybe the first spot is the wind room, where it's like a wind. It's like a tower. It goes straight up. So like you walk forward a little bit, and it's like a tower that's like a bunch of fans that are spinning, and it's like creating a vortex, and you have to get up. So you have to figure out a way to like,
catch the air or fly.
Yep.
I mean, I look at emoticon. I'm like, well, I mean, I could be all cool and like shoot this kinetic energy out, or you could just fly us up there.
Yeah. He nods.
Just picks you up like Mary Jane.
In his chest.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it picks you up like Mary Jane. And I think
I'd like to think that in the
How this
show
would-
version of this, every time emoticon does one of these powers, there's like a little sting of some dumb song that plays, and right. So like when he does angry, it's just like some scream like
yeah,
right.
Yeah. Actually, that would be kind of a fun artistic choice. Actually.
Right, I know. And then happy, it's just like I'm so happy or something like that, right? Like tiptoe through the tulips or something dumb like that, right?
Like chimes and stuff. Nice.
I'm trying to think. So I think this room, even though this is like a room that's good for you, I think this is still going to be 3 different roles. And I think I'm going to have that
obviously
be the
as you're
bare
getting
minimum
towards
of
the
last
center
room here. Yeah.
As we get towards the center,
Rooms
things
are
are
gonna
getting more
get harder.
complicated. Yep. Okay, so do we have to make a roll to fly up?
I'm trying to think that through of what I should have that be.
I mean, maybe there's like wind, like stuff in the walls that shoots out too, or like air gusts and stuff. So it's not as simple as just like flying straight up. It's like, oh, and as you're growing up, there's like a whirlwind that's starting to like be created.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's difficult to maneuver through.
And maybe
right?
there's like currents in the air that'll push you back down if you go into the wrong area and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think you could roll to assess the situation, or you could roll freak yourself and expend some of that pent up kinetic energy to help him like fly into the right corridors. Maybe
I'll do assess the situation because I was the one who like came up with a plan there. And if I succeed, then maybe we can just have him do it. But
yeah, I agree. That's what we did for Lucky.
Yeah, that's how it works for us.
Yep.
DJ. I think that makes sense to me.
Yes. Nothing but green, baby.
Goodness gracious. Okay, so
such a fun session. Are you? Is it Connor?
Yeah, it is. So on a 10 plus asks 2. So what here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me? And how can we best end this quickly?
How can we best end this quickly? I assume the answer is emoticon flying us up, right?
Yeah, and you stay to the right instead of the left.
Okay. Yeah. So I just like analyze the thing for a second, right, and try to pay attention to the wind currents and stuff, and maybe we do a couple test runs.
Yeah,
right?
flip something into the air and watch how it flips.
Yeah, exactly. There's like a stone, like a little pebble on the ground, and I like use some kinetic energy to like you're picking it up there and watch it where it goes. And then, so how could we best end this quickly? Flying up the right.
Yep.
And then, I don't know, what here is the biggest threat? Like, is there something else beyond just like the right path that we need to worry about? Air elemental.
No, I don't think so.
So what here is the biggest threat is the wrong path.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
All right, cool. So I get I get to have a +1 while acting on the answers.
Well, yeah, I suppose
but he's
in
just
this
doing
situation,
it, right?
you're just doing it, right? He's just doing it for you. So you're just telling him where you're going, right? I mean, Leftwing didn't get a +1 to act.
Yeah, I didn't make
because he's not
after
actually
either.
doing it.
Yeah.
He's not getting a +1 like to,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
You're giving him the answer, and then he gets a +1, and it doesn't matter, right? Yeah.
So yeah. So he gets a +1 for sure. And you guys clear that area. And then I guess you land, and I think you land right in the heat tunnel. So you like immediately have to change your tune and keep going.
Yeah. Okay, so can I make another assess the situation roll? Or do we have to carry it?
Think you should carry this one because
Let it ride.
I guess there's not a resting spot, right?
I like the idea that it's a loop, right? You go up and then it curves, and there's like no
Yes.
platform, and then it's hot.
Yes, I think I like that. Like I guess like you have to go up, and then there's like a corridor that you have to get into.
But, like, the
and if you
floor
keep
is hot,
going
too.
up, you just hit the ceiling, right?
Yeah,
So you have to like
slow
curve in
yourself
and then
can't
go
touch the
straight into
sides.
the
Okay.
Yeah.
So but we can assume that like I have the general answers to how best can we end this quickly and what here is the biggest threat as we're going through this. Right, that's the question, right? And
not necessarily. I think you couldn't see this corridor.
Right, so then I'm
before
asking, can
this.
I make it assess the situation again because it's a different situation?
I would say no, because then I guess let's put it, like you're assessing situation implies that you have the time to assess the situation.
I think the idea
I
is that
see.
you're
I
being
see.
flipped straight into it, so you gotta
Yes.
just react, right?
Okay.
Yeah. There's been a couple times where
Otherwise
I
it's
haven't been able to
boring.
as well, right?
I get what you're
yeah.
saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah. I like to say
Otherwise,
I like
it's
to think that
easy otherwise.
the whole corridor is like hot all around too, so it's not like we
Yes.
can like step on it and wait.
Yeah,
right?
like
And
the
the
edges
heat-
of it are like a waving.
Heat
What's
waving.
the
Yeah.
word? Yeah, like
Yeah.
whatever.
I think the
On fire.
heat of
Ripples are
this
coming out of
room is actually contributing to the vortex in the wind areas.
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
it's
Yeah, of
making
course.
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, all the heat and cold front and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
I'd almost kind of wish I would have been able to roll for going up the wind tunnel. I don't know. It feels weird to.
I mean, you
Have
did roll, right?
Morton
That's the
roll
situation.
for you.
I guess, but then I don't get the
Yeah.
+1. I wanted to roll a freak and then have a +1 on it.
Oh well, you don't need a plus.
You don't get a +1 for a freak, do you?
Well, I
You-
get
you
+1
need a
while
+1?
acting on the answers.
Not for
That's
free.
what I was. While acting on the answers. I was talking about the wind tunnel.
Oh, I see. But you didn't
Yeah.
need to. Yeah,
I know.
A roll would
It's
just be
just
a
sad.
chance to fail.
I know. It's just sad that I can't. The +1 goes into the ether.
No, Emoticon had it.
Yeah, instead of
he
needing
still
to
has
roll with a +1, you just succeed. It's better.
Yeah.
I know it's better, but it doesn't feel better.
I disagree.
Okay, Kev, you took too long. Now you have a -1.
Number go up, brr.
Cookie clicker.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'd assume that your solution to this is just use your kinetic energy to blast through the corridor fast enough that it doesn't matter.
I guess. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if heat friction's the best choice here.
yeah. Like I'm gonna be
Friction
fine,
heat.
but I do wonder about
Emoticon.
Mamoticon. I see who he has. Oh, I guess you can use ice. Okay. This is what I say. I say. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna blast through here. Use some ice to keep yourself cold, and I'm gonna go fast. Right.
Yeah,
Maybe
how hot
I
is
mean
the air?
you should use him to make ice in front of you, and then you blast through using the ice, and it'll like melt as you go through. But it's like an
that
air
works.
shield, basically.
How hot is though? Because you might just end up dumping boiling water on yourself, depending on how hot this air is.
That's
right?
true. I
And,
just
like,
say
your
continually
armor will
continually
heat up,
make ice.
Yeah, because your armor will heat up too, right? Because you can't absorb it because you have.
Well,
kinetic.
I think instead of like
So how hot is it?
wondering about instead of trying to guess how hot it is, I think depending on how you roll, we'll decide if that was the good answer
sure.
or not.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's what we would try anyway. I think this is probably, unfortunately, just freak though.
Yeah, I think so.
Right. I don't think I'm saving anyone.
Makes sense.
All
He
right.
might be protecting you, maybe with ice. but-
Right. I'll just have to spend team if I fail this.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. I got a +0 to this, boys. This is where we fail.
Oh.
Yep. There
Wow.
it is.
2 and a 1.
You're
Hey,
13.
I get an advancement.
Nice.
dude, you wouldn't have succeeded with a +3.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
You're 13
Oh,
loaded
wow.
in for me because I hadn't looked at Roll20 in a minute. So it's like,
Mm.
what? You got a 13 with a +0? And then preloaded in. I was like, oh,
I preemptively added the team because I knew I was going to
literally
spend it.
can't do that. Yeah. I was so confused. All right. Gotcha.
Okay, so on a miss, it just something happens. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, I think the water. I think yeah, the ice idea. I think I like the ice idea. Like you just pour boiling water on yourself.
Yeah.
and
And you can't absorb the heat because you have all that kinetic, right? You can only
Yeah,
do
so,
one at a
so
time.
I would like to posit this, Connor. Let's say that I'm blasting out kinetic energy, and I was trying to do it in like a controlled fashion, so we're not like going too fast, right? Like don't want to break. If there's like a wall on the other end of this tunnel, we don't want to smash
You
into
gotta
it.
slow down, yeah.
Right, exactly. But once I see that like it's not like and then maybe the emoticon's probably getting it in the face, right? Like or whatever, right? Because like, and he's like, he cries out in pain, and I immediately just like dissipate the rest of it. Oh, how do I do this? I try to dissipate it in the best way I possibly can to just negate it, so I can start absorbing heat instead.
Well, so this is a miss. So here, I think what would be not interesting is if you're still in this heated corridor.
Okay.
I think you get past it, but you have to mark a condition.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I think that's my answer. Because what you're trying to do doesn't really make sense to not work. It just you get past the heat corridor, but you smash into the wall, safe. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's how it is then. Maybe it's like, I know that we can't spend any... I have to go fast. We have to go faster, right? So I'm like, hold on to your butt, emoticon, and then just rocket us down. Okay, sounds good. Woof. I don't have many conditions left to mark.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Did I run from something difficult, hurt someone, or break something important, or take foolhardy action without talking to your team at any point during the last bits? Okay, very good. I'll do guilty then. That makes the most sense, right? I'm guilty because I was the one who suggested the plan, and I was like, that was a terrible idea. I'm sorry. And like, ow, right?
Yeah. I was gonna make a joke and say that he has a boiling water burn scar.
It's Todoroki. I knew it.
Whenever he uses angry
the whole time,
he can also shoot fire now.
He advances his power.
Thanks, I hate it.
It's awful.
This is going to be bad because I can't use superior. I'm getting -2 to my superior rolls now.
Oof. Yeah.
Yep.
So there goes that.
Okay.
Bonus.
So then next, I think. Actually, I think what you do is how would that work physically? Because the next thing would be you have to swim up to open a hatch. And I think it's like maybe you're like climbing a ladder where there's water coming down, right? So like you have to swim through it, but you're like,
maybe it's another S shape, right? You have to go down into the water and then come back up, right?
Yeah.
So the S shape just continues, sideways S shape, whatever.
Yeah, I like that.
As a note, by the way, I am going to unlock my moment of truth as my advancement.
Okay.
Because
Nice.
I'm planning. Yeah, I'm planning on whenever I use that, I'm going to lock Savior, so that I can use my option here to change my mass label, add +1 to my mass new label, and make Superior 3 then.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I want to make sure I lock Savior.
Did you just level up then?
I did, from that failure. Yeah.
Previous. Oh, just now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I just took unlock my moment of truth.
Right.
Okay. Wow.
Gotcha.
Nice. You have a little checkbox for it. You can actually click that button.
And then it gives you the description of it too.
Yep. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Palladium, you have your moment of truth. Okay.
Don't know when I'm going to use it, but
I think we all have it now, don't we?
Bastion already used it once, but yeah.
Yeah.
You did? Oh, yeah, you're right.
Did you select yours already, Leftwing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, you all have your first power.
Can't wait for Palladium and Leftwing to get to the end of this and be one-on-oneing each other, and we both use
and then we do a moment of truth.
That means and
that'd be amazing.
Okay. So
then where do we go? Like after a heat tunnel?
Now you have to swim through another S and go up to open up a hatch.
Okay. I mean, I guess, can he fly underwater? How does that work?
Yeah, I think theoretically speaking, right?
Yeah, I probably just have him
just like propellant.
Like we're just swimming. I assume there's going to be an obstacle besides just swimming. But
I'm sorry. He has propellant. What is this propellant thing? Where does it come out of?
It's motion control.
Magic. I assumed it was telekinetic, but now I just imagine.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He's, just spraying something. Yeah.
It's motion control.
And you can't hear the fart because the soundtrack when he has that particular motion is playing in the background.
Oh, yeah.
I actually have an answer for it, but it's a secret.
Okay, I see.
Like for real though.
Okay.
Sure. Connor just came up with an answer for it, and he's telling us that now. But
no, I got.
Yeah.
You wait. I'm real excited for it. You'll see.
So he can propel us upward. I'm just letting him drag me along until I assume something else is a complication. Because otherwise we're just swimming.
Well, that's the thing is I think that is what it is, right? It's just it's a hard swim. I mean,
Just
you
a
have to
long
be
way to go without breathing.
hard long swim.
Okay.
I guess here's a theoretical thing you could do. Maybe you unleash your powers to extend your senses, and your alien armor breathes underwater for you.
Ooh,
Like
Is that
absorbs the
six?
oxygen from the
like
water. That could be something you could try to do.
I know
Yeah.
breathing
It could
is
also
a
just be a
sense.
savior thing of you're just protecting yourselves.
I think it's probably more overcoming
going
an
through.
obstacle. But I do like the idea that like, yeah, technically that my armor is
Oh, sure, yeah.
it's part of my power, and we can have it like it. We try to have it make me. We try to have it translate a language. So there's obviously other stuff this armor could do besides.
Yes. Instead of reshaping your environment, you're reshaping to your environment.
Exactly.
Yes,
I
yes.
like that. I like that. Yeah. So maybe we're going. Maybe we think it's going to be easier than it is, and then like you said, it's an S, right? So we're like
Yep.
going up, and we're like, we are still underwater.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
and
you're
obviously
you're swimming up current, right? That's the,
Right.
Like other important thing.
Sure. Yeah, it's pushing us down. I think obviously I can't like tell emoticon anything, but we see like an air bubble come up as I like turn around. I'm like, we need to do something else. And so I have I'm like armor. Like we hear a reverb voice as I'm talking inside my armor. I'm like, hey buddy, I think we're gonna need an upgrade here. Any chance this thing can filter oxygen or something? I mean, we can kind of like
I don't think you
convert
say
energy.
this thing because he is the armor. It's like organic. It's organic armor.
Maybe
Right.
you
Probably
can
say-
filter water.
Yeah, anyway-
you can. Yeah.
Anyway,
But, yeah.
you can help me breathe underwater or something.
Yeah, I think it R2D2 beeps at you, right? No, I don't get it. Doesn't do that.
It's
It
like,
actually
I'll
gives you, like,
try.
impressions and feelings, and says it seems optimistic.
Very good.
I love that it's not like yes. It's like yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
bet,
man.
master.
Good luck.
I guess go ahead and roll free.
Which yeah, I guess you have to roll. So maybe the answer is no. We'll have
I
to find
know.
out. That's funny.
The water just spills into my armor. That's probably what will happen if I totally fail this.
Man. Yeah, it'll take it into its ports and then not be able to do anything. with it.
Yeah,
that would be
exactly.
bad.
Let's see. I am frantically looking to see if I have anything else that would help me here. This is going to be bad, guys.
Oh man. At least you didn't take a penalty to freak. You took your condition.
Yes, that's the only one I don't have now. I'm not hopeless. Not yet.
Yeah.
I will be in a second here when I fail this roll and take
Hey,
a condition.
Hey, yeah, go ahead.
All right,
I
I'm
have
going.
a fun
I'm
answer
going for
for
it.
you, actually.
I'm rolling. I wish I had that +1 for my assess the situation, but it went into the ether.
You didn't assess
Hey!
the
Yep.
situation.
How many team do I have? Oh, wait, did I
3,
spend a team?
But you can only use one at a time.
Didn't I spend a team?
Oh really?
Are you sure? We spent more than one team before.
Pretty sure
How
you
do I
can
have
spend
so
as
many
much as you
per
want.
person?
Although yeah, it might be
Per person. It's
per
spend a
person.
team to have someone help you.
Yeah, so a different person would have to help you also.
Oh,
Yeah.
darn. Okay. Hey, my armor. My armor is a teammate. Hey, if Emperor counts as a
That's-
teammate.
I mean,
come on,
that is a
inanimate
stretch.
objects.
But I'll
Emperor
let you
is
have
at
it.
least another entity separate from you or from him, right? At least he's his own.
It's
I don't
it's
know.
So is
definitely
the
a stretch,
armor.
but I'm gonna let you have it.
That's true. Yeah, I guess if we let Emperor be a helper, that kind of makes sense.
Mhm. It's the exact same thing. It's part of my
It
playbook.
is.
It's not
It is.
the exact. Well, mechanically,
yeah, it's not the
mechanically,
exact-
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, I am. Well, actually,
No,
wait a second. What is?
team.
No, actually,
What is,
I don't think it's not.
If
It's not that
otherwise
easy.
it's
powers?
unstable or temporary.
Cool.
So I'm gonna
no,
say,
I don't want that.
yeah, I think saying that your armor can breathe underwater would be cooler than.
But you can't
Exactly.
take a condition because then you'll die, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna spend the 2 team to have it be like I don't know how is emoticon helping us here.
Maybe he can like make some ice and then propel you upwards with it. Like an
Yeah,
ice
but like the thing
platform.
I'm doing right here is figure out how to
Well,
breathe
I mean,
underwater.
he is, right? He's still flying for you, right?
Yeah, but if you give it to me, that's fine. It doesn't seem like it would actually help what I'm trying to attempt to do in this situation. Which
Oh,
is
sure, because you're trying to do the armor thing.
learn how to breathe
uh,
underwater, right? Right?
Let me
I
think
actually
about
don't
that.
know how emoticon can help with
What
that.
are his powers? He has
he
intangibility,
has-
right?
No.
Invisibility.
No.
He can electrically charge. He has ice, invisibility, perception of time. Can he give me a different perception of time or my armor a different perception of time so we have longer to think about this?
No, I mean, well, okay, you're overcoming an obstacle right now, right? I mean, well, no, you're extending your sense. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's a difficult.
I am like reshaping my environment, kind of, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So he's also reshaping the
as
environment.
David said, I'm reshaping myself to the environment.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe it's just a camaraderie thing, right? I mean, you're like some of the water starts to pour into your armor, and like maybe you start to like, oh crap, and he just looks at you and he gives you a nod of like
maybe he freezes it.
This.
Maybe he freezes, like maybe there is like a point where the water is.
Yeah. Some of the water starts to seep through.
Like, whoa.
And he freezes it, and he's like, then he nods to you, and then your armor is like recalibrating.
Yeah, like, that didn't work.
yeah. Let me try it again.
Don't just like open my armor. It's a terrible idea. Channel it through the visor somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get that final moment where like armor becomes breathing masks, scuba dive masks.
I think also like Emoticon starts to like lose consciousness as you get towards the top because he can't breathe underwater, right? And
so I wanted to
get it open. Okay.
What I wanted to do is like once he so you tell me, is the armor like filtering out oxygen from the water, or is the armor just creating is it something more weird where like the armor is creating like a I don't know.
To be fair, this is armor for aliens who probably go into space and stuff. It probably has a way to recycle your own oxygen.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
That's how you would do it in a sci-fi thing with your you'd have a tank of oxygen, right? But in sci-fi, you recycle your own air.
It filters the oxygen out of the water.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
That's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah.
At least for now.
That's fine.
Maybe we can try vacuum of space at a different time.
So what I think I do then is like I finally get a hold of myself and I start pushing it upward, and then I notice that emoticon is starting to droop, and so I just rip my helmet off and shove it on his face, and it locks around his neck. And I'm like, give him some water or give him some oxygen for a second, just enough so we can get up to the top.
There are cameras everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it would just be better if you just are able to like carry him then and open it up, and then once you get out, he is able to breathe, and he was just struggling, right? Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
it would be cooler.
Dangerous territory there.
You got to give him mouth to mouth. That's the downside. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, that would be if I had a 78.
Yeah. So how are the ESPN commentators on this budding romance?
Non-existent.
I help him cough up some water, and
yeah.
So that's the opposite.
We move on, I assume.
Yeah. You. I think once you're at the top, he's like, oh, okay, that was harder.
Yeah. So I say, well, good news. I randomly manifested a new power. I can breathe underwater now.
He's like, that's great.
Do you ever do that? Do you like discover new emotions?
Yeah, he looks at you with like a furrowed brow, and he's like, yeah, I mean, I didn't start with all 5.
Well, then maybe there's a 6th out there somewhere.
Yeah, I don't want to know what the aroused power is.
Yeah, as soon as he hits puberty, it's gonna be rough.
Oh boy,
we've made that joke already.
We have?
Oh, man. Yes, we have that, and David said that exact thing, I think. So, yep.
That's funny. We're gonna remember that.
Recycling our oxygen, recycling our jokes. Okay. So, I think
we rush towards the finish line.
Yep, I think we'll probably get a shot of like a door that says like exit, and you guys both look at each other like, well, alrighty then. And
that
open
seems too easy, but okay.
Yeah, right as you open it, we cut back to Left Wing and DJ.
Yeah. And they're going to be behind the door too.
Go ahead and roll your normal superior.
Oh, right. Yeah. Wow. That was a +4.
Let me look at Oh, right, because it'd be a room that's not designed for you guys. Okay, so actually, I have the perfect answer here, but I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Oh.
Be right back.
Okay.
Leave you guys in suspense.
How about them Democrats?
Figured we hadn't hit our quota of chasing away all of our watchers. Oh, one of them. Yeah.
I was definitely worried there for a second. I am on my last legs, quite literally here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
luckily,
if
I
you
have my
decided-
moment of truth, though. So if it really does
True,
come down
yeah.
to it, I can just win
But
the
does
tournament.
your moment of truth include, like, they do have narrative implications of what you can do? Maybe.
Yeah, I think
swimming
mine is like
wasn't in there.
saving people, probably.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it says the mask is a lie, and some piece of you has always known that. Doesn't matter if others can see it. You're the one who can do the impossible. Mask off, costume on, and you're going to save the dang day. Of course, you better hope nobody nasty is watching. So yeah, it's the idea is like
Okay.
probably like the moment in Spider-Man 2 where he saves the people on the train, but his like mask is off and everyone's seeing him and they're like, oh,
Right.
he's just a kid. Like that's, I think, the exact moment they're thinking of, where it's
Sure.
like everyone sees your identity, right? But like
Right,
you save the
yeah.
day,
Okay.
which will be bad. But
Yeah.
I'll probably only use that if it's like villains attack during the finale of this phase or something,
Yeah,
right? Like,
right.
and I need to save my sister. But if it's just like win the tournament, I'll probably just die. It'll be fine.
Okay, so
Right.
the room that you find, I think a DJ is like, well, this was the best route, but this next room, I'm not really sure really have any advantages here, but it's just kind of like a mirror maze. Also, I'm pretty sure someone's already inside of it. Looks like the door is already open. Probably another team. Then remember, we can't actually fight them.
Are we allowed to? I don't know why you feel like you have to say that. Do we have to? Are we allowed to do a room that someone else is in?
Do you say that in character?
Yeah.
DJ shrugs.
All right. Well, I mean, okay. Here we go. Find out, I guess.
Okay, so I guess go ahead and roll assess the situation again, maybe to try and like not to. I mean, I guess you could
Sure.
argue that you're trying to figure out the maze, right?
Right. When we walk in, do I see the other people in the maze anywhere through the mirrors?
Not yet, no.
Okay. So sorry, what is it to get through the? Yeah, I mean, can
I'm
I
not
just?
sure. I guess
Again, this game doesn't have a resolve, like overcome a difficult situation.
I mean,
catch-all.
overcome an obstacle is freak, right?
Well, it's no. Unleash your powers is freak. If your powers can't overcome the
Yeah,
obstacle, you
hold
have
on.
nothing, right? Like,
Well, when you unleash your powers to overcome an obstacle, yeah. So you wouldn't be necessarily unleashing.
right? Like I don't have
You know
powers.
what you could
that
do?
make sense
Well,
here.
no, that would make sense.
Yeah, that's kind of why I keep being like, what do you do if you just need to do something that isn't one of these?
Yeah, I think we should either do assess the situation or maybe DJ's like, there are cameras in here, but it's really difficult to figure out like anything through cameras in a mirror maze. So I guess maybe you could do. Your two options would be comfort or support to try and support him to try and like figure out which like how to use his cameras in a helpful way. Or assess the situation to try and resolve the maze on your own. I guess that would be my two answers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if I can just solve the maze, I'll do that. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think he's like, we'll just split up. I'll go one direction, you go another, drone goes another, and we'll map out where we're at. And
Sure.
and,
Yep.
No, yeah. Okay. Dang, son. Boxcars.
Okay. So ask two. What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me? How could we best end this quickly? And since you succeeded on this roll, you're correctly assessing this. Well, I don't know.
I'm going to say, what's
I'm
the
gonna
best
leave it
way
for now.
in/past? That's one of my special questions. I just want to know
Okay.
what's the best way past, like what's the route, right? Which I guess is probably the same as one of the other ones, but
Yeah, there's not like a concrete answer to that necessarily, but you have the answer to that question, right?
okay.
You know
And then
which way is the
it's just the
fastest.
right route, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then wrong handout. Sorry. What were the other options?
If you're not sure about anything, I will give you a tidbit of information that will definitely give you something you're gonna want to ask.
Sure. That's fine.
Yeah, so there's actually not just one. There's actually two teams in this maze. And
Okay.
as you're kind of going through, I think you and DJ and the drone are all going different ways, right? And you're figuring out the quickest way. But as you turn a corner, you see reflection, and she's not inside the mirror; she's outside of it,
Okay.
and she's just staring into one of the mirrors as if she's like just completely transfixed.
Oh, she's like
And something
moving.
about this just seems really wrong to you because
bad.
she's smiling at it.
Like she's just smiling at her own reflection.
Yes. And I think as you kind of turn the corner, I think you see her partner, Bioelastic, as well. Sorry, not as you turn the corner. As you pop in on her,
right.
And then Bioelastic kind of comes back around from one of the corners and is like, "Oh, man, I'm glad you're here. What's wrong with her? I've been trying to snap her out of it for like 10 minutes now."
Yeah, that doesn't seem right. So yeah, I like put my hand on her, like, "Hey, reflection, you all right?"
You can roll one of two basic moves here that is either comfort or support or pierce the mask. Depends on what you're trying to do here.
Probably pierce them. I have to look at what you actually do when you pierce the mask. I feel like a lot of times in these games I make a move and I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's not at all what I wanted to do.
Yeah, yep. So pierce the mask would be like you're trying to see the person beneath.
So like, how could I get your character to wake up? Is that like an option?
No, that would be clear condition, right? Comfort or support. On a hit they hear you, they mark potential clear condition.
One of the options in pierce the mask is how could I get your character to blank?
Oh, yes.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's the same stat, right? Like comfort or support is like I'm trying to.
It could also be provoke, right?
Make you feel better. Yeah, maybe I could provoke. Let's see what are the answers in that. If they rise to the bait and do what you want on a 10, a 7 to 9, they can.
When you provoke someone susceptible to your words, she's not necessarily susceptible to your words.
She can't hear me, maybe. Instance. Well, but if that's the case, then it doesn't. I can't do anything.
Well, you're trying to clear a condition, not convince her of something. If that makes sense, I feel like that's a more direct answer. Would be clear a condition to comfort or support. It depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to wake her up out of her stupor, comfort or support.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Figure out what's going on.
It's all mundane, so let's roll it. I missed.
Okay.
Can I spend my 2 team to have Bioelastic and DJ help me to get a 7? Wait, what happens on a 7? Is it worth getting a 7?
Let me. Well, it depends on what you're trying to do, right?
On a hit, you're trying to comfort or
support. On a 10 plus, you can also add a team to the pool.
I don't care about that. Yeah. So yeah, can I spend the 2 and basically like have us all try and like snap her out?
I think maybe you like call out for DJ, right? Like hey DJ, give me a hand over here.
Oh yeah.
And instead, DJ is like, hold on, let me see if I can get to you.
I'm like, it's this way, then that turn, then go that way.
Instead, Haunting Harmony and Doomseer are actually the ones that show up.
Bro, is our whole school in this stupid maze?
Yeah, I think Doomseer actually says, I'm actually here because of reflection. I saw something.
Oh,
she's not well, I don't think.
Yeah, I noticed that. Look, we need to snap her out of this, and I step between her and the mirror, right? So she can't.
Yeah. I think she like subconsciously like as she's smiling like leans to one side.
I mean, like I'm gonna try and hold her steady.
Leans to the other side. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to keep her from looking at her reflection.
Yeah. Well, I think if you do that, she just like looks up, right? Like she's just like trying to like. And I'm not saying that you like are unable to do this. I'm just saying like
Right.
that's
Like
no
she's
matter
just
where you
yeah,
try, she just keeps looking towards her reflection.
right. Oh, I'm dumb. I steal her power. What's goodness gracious?
Okay, so I think that's the I think you do that, right? But that's not what stops
dumb.
this.
Okay.
Um
It doesn't work.
uh
That's fine.
it that doesn't work.
I
But
just can't
that's
believe I didn't think you'd try that first.
but comfort I know I thought the same thing. But comfort and support is really what breaks her out of this, right?
Okay.
You succeeded at that
Well,
with the help of Doomseer
okay.
and Bioelastic. So
if you'll let me spend both of my team, I will. Yeah.
yes. So
Okay. You want to delete those? I can't.
Yep. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that.
No, you're fine.
So go ahead and tell me, I guess, unless you're just not sure, but go ahead. Like, what do you say that like finally gets her out of this?
Yeah, I mean,
Obviously,
I guess not
preventing her from seeing her reflection is helping.
right. Yeah, like he like grabs her face. Right, he's trying to get her to look at him. And like I guess I take her power because I don't know if that's influencing it at all or whatever.
Yep.
But I'm like, reflection, come on, come back to me.
Oh,
And
actually, you know what? You know what happens?
What?
Sorry, I forgot to input this already. What breaks her out of it is Doomseer actually goes over and puts a hand on her skin, just like you're doing. And when she does, she collapses, and like her eyes roll back in her head. And a second later, I guess we kind of cut away from that to what's their names, Beacon and Fourpulse. And I think Fourpulse is like frowning, and Beacon's like, who? And he says, well, I'm not sure. It's Doomseer, but this, her normally when she uses her powers, there isn't a problem. She's not going to die, but something's wrong. And I think he like turns and looks at like some of the teachers that are announcing. I think like Duplicity like steps away, and she's like, who? And he says, Doomseer. And she says, pull her out now. And so Doomseer just like teleports away.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Unless that wakes her up.
It does. Yeah. I think as you're like, okay, holy crap, what in the world? And
yeah,
reflection is like just turns and it's like, what happened to Doomseer? Why did she teleport?
What happened to you? You've been staring at a mirror for 10 minutes. All right, look, close your eyes. We're taking you out of this maze. Something about this maze screwed you up.
She's like,
I don't know. Doomseer touched you and they took her.
Yeah. Well, she's speaking in a French accent. I forgot. I'm not very good at it, but it did.
Yeah. Look, okay. Just close your eyes.
Yeah. She closes her eyes.
Right.
I think Bioelastic makes like a plastic, like what's it called? Like the carrier thing. What is that called? Where you're carrying someone like a gurney.
Oh,
like,
a gurney.
It makes like a little like gurney thing, and like helps you like carry her out.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, I guess you do the rest of the maze, right? I'm like,
yep.
And what happened? The last 10 minutes, what do you remember?
She says, nothing. I don't remember entering the maze.
Okay. Has anything like that ever happened to you before?
I don't think so.
All right. Then I look at the camera and I'm like, as we're running, I see a camera. I'm like, is Doomseer all right? Like as we're going.
Yeah. I don't think an answer comes. I think
have like you don't have like a microphone. They can't respond.
I think they might, but I don't think you hear an answer back.
Can I try and provoke them?
I don't know if it's worth. I don't know if it's worth a roll. I don't think there's anything super interesting that comes from it.
Sure.
I think maybe after a moment you do hear Duplicity on the line say, "Yes, Doomsayer is okay. Marty gave her a power suppression injection, and she seems to be stable now."
Okay, thank you. And like I'll just keep going.
I think Duplicity is like, Leftwing. In your opinion, should we pull reflection?
She's responsive. Her eyes are closed. She hasn't lost any. It looked like it had something to do with sight. She kept. I think she's all right. We'll get her out of the room first, and then I'll see how she feels.
Sure. Yep.
And then we'll just book it as fast as we can.
Yeah. I think you get to the other side, and she's able to open her eyes again. And
All right, how do you feel? Any weird murderous thoughts? Feel like disappearing?
She says, "No, like I said, I don't remember why I was sick."
All right. Well, maybe we should have weird prism guy take a look at you when we get done. Or do you feel like you can keep going?
She turns and looks at Bioelastic, and Bioelastic says, "Listen, it's just a stupid tournament." And Reflection says, "I think I'd like to keep going." And I think Haunting Harmony is like, "Well, can I finish by myself then?" And I think Duplicity over the camera, like a different camera, says, "If you want, you can try."
Well, this is the last room. We should be all approaching the end anyways. So whatever we're coming up against, we kind of come up against together, I guess. So you can be on our team unofficially.
Yeah, there you go. I think you turn and look, and there's an exit sign.
Besides, you count as 2 people anyways, right?
Yeah, she smiles at that. That is very encouraging to her.
Cool. Then we'll run through.
You open the door, and we cut to Bastion and Quill, who is suspiciously quiet at the moment. Okay.
I have to unmute myself every time I.
I figured.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and make your last superior roll. Let's see what happens.
Oh no, I didn't get a what? Not a green.
I didn't get a green either.
Not a green.
Green makes the world go round. That's how it goes. It's all about the green.
It's an 8.
Yeah, sorry, I was.
He's trying to figure out what that means for you.
Okay, yeah. No, I wasn't actually. I was reading a note. Just making sure I put all that scene together correctly.
A room that conjures your greatest fear to fight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Triangles. The strongest object of all.
It's just a bunch of Chinese kids.
I have to go Revenge of the Sith on them.
Yeah.
They're all your friends though, all the ones you lost in the No, anyways. That would be a failure. That would be a good room for a failure.
Yeah.
I think. Well, so this is a like it's the room's just not ideal for your powers.
Right.
So I think what we're gonna do is say.
You said that about the mirror room, but that's actually like really good for my powers. If I'd seen anybody ahead of me, I could have just swapped places with them. And so
well, the reason it
wasn't ideal is because
much different roles.
Sure.
Things you are not very good at.
Yeah, and also there was a problem I had to fix that had nothing to do with winning. So there's that.
Yes,
that's true.
Okay, so I think Bastion, the room that you come into is a puzzle, like a floor puzzle, where you have to. I don't remember if you remember this. Do you remember the episode of Robin Hood, the BBC old Robin Hood series, where they're trying to get that chest of gold, and every tile is a different trap?
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is.
Bastion, in all his angry wisdom, sees a puzzle, sees that the puzzle's not made of carbon. Takes all the carbon that he got from the other room, makes a gigantic drill, and just drills through the door on the other side of the room. If that's possible.
Well, you could. Okay, so theoretically, you could use your carbon to open the door on the other side.
Yeah.
But you'd still have to get across the tiles, and the
traps are in the way, right?
Huh?
It's a pretty long puzzle maze, right?
Oh, okay. I didn't understand what you're setting up. Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, so it's like tiles on the floor, so you have to still get across.
I thought we had to I thought it was one of those puzzles where you had to step on the right things to make the door open.
That is also what I thought.
It is, well,
but it's like a huge version of
that as
right?
well. Yeah.
It's like
and
if each
also,
of those
so
tiles is
I
kind
guess
of like a small room kind of thing. I don't know. Never
no,
mind.
the tiles aren't that big,
Oh,
but
okay.
they're big tiles, right? And you have to step across it in the right order.
Mhm.
And every time you step on a wrong tile, a trap is going to trigger.
Can he see the door from where he's standing?
I feel like that would be dumb if you could. I feel like that
Right.
would be too easy if you could.
So there's walls and barriers and stuff too.
Okay.
Is what you're saying.
Or
rather, what's obstructing his view of the door? Because he could just fly over.
I was going to say around a corner, but yeah, I think walls. I think walls and stuff would be better. Yes, a maze within the maze. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's amazing.
I drill a hole straight through everything and destroy the entire. I'm kidding.
They said you could destroy the room.
So yes, you could try that. I would say the reason this is still not a great room for your powers is that would take longer than it would to just figure out the puzzle.
Also, if some of those traps were like you fall, that wouldn't go well, right? Like,
exactly.
I'll assess the situation first.
Okay, that seems fair. I think this is a circumstance in which you can, because you can see the tiles before you can actually, go through it.
Yeah, blowing the room up as if this doesn't go well.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so 7.
Not great, but not.
On a 7 to 9, ask 1. Take +1 while acting on the answers.
I don't have the thing, but what's the best way to get through this?
What's the best way to end this quickly?
Yeah. Can't find the basic move.
Be best to end this quickly.
Can he not fly over the tiles?
That's
Maybe there's like a laser grid,
the Magneto little plates. Just make plates in front of us to walk on.
Plates in front of you to walk on. Yeah, I think the maze itself is more. I think, okay, let's put it this way. Let's say that you're like, oh, you can just fly, right? And one of the things you try is how you're figuring out the answer to your question, right? Is you try to do that and realize there's more than just tile sensors. There's also sensors
in the wall and the ceiling,
in the wall and the ceiling. And so you step over a tile and it gets lasered. It's a 4-plane
puzzle.
Yeah, it is. I like that idea.
That's cool.
Well, should I just destroy the entire room?
You could just take pebbles and ram them into every single plate, set them all off.
Oh yeah, that too.
But if any of them are fill the room with gas, that might be bad. Well, I guess not. Doesn't matter.
We still have our gas.
I think which you determine. I guess which question are you asking? You get to ask one.
The best way to get through here quickly.
How could we best end this quickly? I think. What is the answer here? I think. What is that? What you want the answer to be?
Power.
Kind of. It would get rid of it. When Bastion gets angry, he smashes.
Yeah, I think. I think if that's what you want the answer to be, I think. Okay, so that's the quickest way. This is not the best way. This is not the easiest way. This is the quickest way, right? So if you want to do this quickly, I think what ends up happening is you roll to take 2 powerful blows.
Yes,
one
maybe
for
you understand
this corridor and one for the next corridor.
The best way would be to solve the puzzle. Fastest way to just eat a bunch of explosions, right?
Yes. Yes, exactly. Okay. I think that's the answer to your question, which you get to take +1 while acting on the answers, which would mean heck, you don't want a +1 to take a powerful blow, so I guess
you'd probably give it
-1.
a -1,
yeah. I'm fine with that.
I don't think I want to do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Does Quantum Quill say anything?
Yeah, well, I think we could play it out like that. Maybe you're
she sees me just starting to make a giant drill.
Yeah, I think she's like, maybe instead of getting nuked to death, we could just try to figure it out. Aren't we both very smart?
Yeah, I sigh. I'm like, do you have any ideas?
Yeah, I think she says, step aside. And I think she starts grabs out a piece of paper and is like, give me some carbon, and uses your carbon to like, there's a charcoal pencil, and she starts to like map it out. And she's like, okay, the probability of each of these squares, but I want you to I want you to have some sort of mechanical effect here to.
I need something to roll, essentially.
Yeah, I think maybe
this.
comfort or support, right? Like you're supporting her to.
Oh no, that's gonna be a -4, my dude.
Oh,
wow!
Can he try and figure out the maze himself?
Well, which he did that with assess the situation, right? And he said, how could we best end this quickly? Which the answer there is destroy it, which is then you're taking powerful blows, right?
Okay.
And this is not a good room for you.
But just like I have a thermodynamic miracle, so I guess it would be minus. It would be +1 if I use that instead of -4.
Yep.
Oh, true. That's good.
Yeah. Well, I guess it would be +2 because would this be part of? I guess my assess wouldn't help with that, right? From earlier.
No, it wouldn't. Not in this circumstance, because that was how to figure it out quickly.
Okay.
Also, I'm pretty sure the -2 still applies to the move, even though you're using a different stat. I don't know if you calculated that into it or not. Because it's a -2 to the move, not to the stat.
Right.
Oh yeah,
that is true.
Yeah. It would be +3 if it wasn't for total. So it's
Gotcha.
+1 total then.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, the worst thing that can happen, I get a potential.
Yeah, you got 2 teams still, so
yeah, you do have 2 teams still.
One that you can spend, but
yep.
I mean, you got Emperor. Maybe you can cheat a little.
You don't want to go down that route.
Yeah. Basically, I'm not in the mind space to figure this out right now. I think I need your brains to get through this.
I think she like kind of blushes, kind of smiles at that, and that's when she pulls out that paper and charcoal pencil and starts to jot everything down. And basically she's playing a math game as if like, okay, what's the probability that it would be this square next? And because it'd have to be assuming that it's a path you can actually walk on,
right? Like,
oh yeah, that would be really interesting.
Yeah, it's like there's one tile that starts out good.
Yeah,
and then all the other tiles have numbers, and if you step on it either blows up or changes to a number or something like that.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Or actually, I would say the severity of the so it's like hot or cold. That's what it is, actually. It's hot or cold. The more dangerous the tile, the further you are from the safest tile.
Okay, cool. I
love that answer, actually.
I'm going to spend that's a 9 to make it a 10.
Yep.
Nice.
In which case, so it's comfort or support, right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
So on a hit they hear you, they mark potential, clear condition, or shift their labels if they open up to you. On a 10+, you could also add a team to the pool or clear a condition yourself. So nice. I assume you're going to want to clear angry. And then
how close is she to her ultimate moment?
That's a great question.
I think she's close.
This actually might unlock it. Darn, sorry. Yes, so I'm gonna say 2 things though. So comfort or support. I think clearing a condition, or like, I guess what's the actual thing here? Oh no, I guess because we have done, like, if you're marking potential, they also get to do a thing, right? You did that with Miss last time. You were like, hey, you should do this thing. So yeah, so I would say, yep, you could mark her potential. She would unlock her moment of truth if that's the case.
Sweet. And you also get to add a team or clear a condition yourself. So
yep.
Oh, I get to do both?
On a 10+, you do both.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. So I'll get rid of angry and mark her potential.
1 second here. I forgot. There's technically... we've had a little bit of fuzziness with the marking potential thing, because there's the you can do this power, which is similar as they mark a condition.
Move, yeah. I mean, I think it's cool. I don't...
Yeah, I do too. So on a 7 to 9, they mark potential if you choose one, which you didn't do. So that part's completely irrelevant. Right. You're marking potential, and it says if this would cause them to reach a milestone, you gain influence over them and mark their moment of truth. So if you don't have influence over her already, you get influence over her.
And that could be part of that move, right? Like that could be the reason to use that move as opposed to this one. So like she just uses gets a thing. You know what I mean? Gets an advancement. Because a lot of the moves have similar outcomes, but they're like They have mechanical variants and what happens. So maybe the reason to use your custom move is that you also get influence over them. Whereas in this case, he's just helping her, right? Put your potential. So there's more than one way to give them potential, but your custom move also has other effects.
I think I like that answer. Well, and it's a more specific answer, right? Then in terms of personal advancement, you're trying to help her overcome an obstacle, or how's that phrased?
Personal
help them get stronger. So I think what you do here is how are you? I think what you do here is the reason you're making that roll like the thermodynamic miracle one, right? Is you're telling her what makes her special, and you're affirming that she's smart, right. And that's what all this has been. Can I go back through the what has caused her? Palladium taught me to think of larger objects as a bunch of little pieces and helped me to stop Echo's bleeding to save his life. And the second one was Bastion helped me think of smaller things I could move as well. And then this is you're the smart one, right? Help me figure this out. I can't just push my way through this. So essentially, what you're helping her do is she has this like arrogance to her, right? Which is also just insecurity. And I think maybe a part of this role, Bastion, is you realizing that she doesn't have a quippy comment to you or like, yeah, of course I'm smarter. I think she starts like the way in which you guys figure out this part of the maze is is actually kind of like genuinely nice to you and seems like she's genuinely enjoying herself and she feels comfortable with you. And she like, it's almost like she seems like a completely different person.
Nice.
Awesome.
This is a good arc because she disliked you so much and you had all this. I've liked Quantum Quills and Bastion's arc a lot so far.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yes. Yeah. I love it. I'm just going to make a note of that real quick. Okay. So okay. She has unlocked her moment of truth. And I think you know the best way through, right? I think that is enough to get through, except maybe I'm going to have you, because I think everybody else rolled 3 times. So
I'll roll. Let's have you
one defense roll.
Oh, defense.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say defend. So she's figuring it out, and I think she maps out all the probability, right? Yeah. But yeah, as you're going through, you still have to be the one to try and protect her as she's figuring it out. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was gonna do the thing we said earlier about with Freak and like try to like throw carbon pebbles on all the ones she thinks are safe.
Well,
but if you want me to do saber, that's fine.
Maybe they're not like heavy, or maybe there's like a sensor that can tell if it's a person or not.
Okay.
Yes. One. Also, you would have to really push on the tile to get it to trigger, and if you did, your carbon would get destroyed. So I don't think you'd have enough carbon for that to be a feasible option.
Well, he has a ton, right?
I think it'd be, well, yeah. I think in order to create enough pressure, you'd need to use bigger chunks than pellets, right? I think that's my argumentation.
Okay.
So I think defense makes more sense, and it also adds to the moment of it being Quantum Quill's success.
Yeah.
Right. That you're the one protecting her, and she gets to enjoy solving a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
You like cover her in carbon
obviously,
armor?
If you disagree, that's fine.
No, that's fine. I'm sorry. I'm just reading.
Can you cover her in carbon armor? Like give her a suit? I mean, I guess you'd have to move for her. Maybe that'd be traumatizing.
Yeah, it would probably be heavy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm rolling fend. Hey, 7. Oof, well.
Still a success.
Yeah, still success. So on a 7 to 9, you keep them safe. I think it's on a 10 plus, you get to choose one as well. So you don't get an extra bonus, but you still are.
Oh, there's no downside though.
I just have to find it. Yeah. Oh no, on a 7 to 9, it costs you.
Oh,
sorry. So on a hit, you keep them safe. On a hit, you keep them safe and choose one. On a 7 to 9, it costs you. Expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. So on a hit, you still get to add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition.
It's weird that 10 plus doesn't give you anything for defend.
It doesn't cost you further. It's kind of like unleash your powers is the same way. You don't get
I see.
anything
7 to
on a
9
10
costs.
plus.
Sure.
On
All
a
right.
hit, you do it.
It
On a
doesn't
7 to
cost you.
9,
Right.
yes,
Okay.
it costs you.
I see.
What happens if I take influence over someone I already have influence over?
That
put
I
the condition
can't
on them?
yeah, I think you can. Let me look at. I think it's preferable
Because they don't have labels for you to adjust, so you would just inflict a condition on them.
when you take advantage. Oh wait. If you have influence over a teammate and you would gain influence over them again, immediately shift one of their labels up and one of their labels down. Your
That's
choice.
a teammate, though.
Yeah, that's a teammate, is in like a player character. Oh, if you have influence over an NPC and you would gain influence over them again, take +1 forward against them.
Oh, I thought you always had that when you had influence over somebody.
+1 forward.
Oh, forward. So you get a +2 and then back to a +1. Okay.
So you can. So using yeah.
Because having influence gives you +1 ongoing, but I guess you just
So yeah, so you get a situate another +1 for one roll. Yeah. I forgot what forward meant.
I see. Yeah.
I thought it meant going forward.
Forward sounds ongoing. Like it keeps going, but then you remember ongoing, and that can't mean So that's every time I do that, I'm like, this ongoing is the other one. Okay, forward.
I like how fate defines it better. Like you get a boost as opposed to an
aspect. Yeah.
Aspect. Yeah.
I guess I'll just clear a condition and go back to peak condition.
There you go.
Okay. Yep. You can definitely do that, and all clear in all your conditions. And then you're either escalating the situation or exposing yourself to danger.
What would either of those entail in this situation?
I think basically you defend her from something. Like let's say you put yourself in danger, right? I would say you defend her from something, and it pushes you off a tile into another tile, and you trigger something.
So basically, you
something
get hurt,
dangerous.
right?
Yeah.
So I'd be rolling another roll then.
Well, either he would just give you a condition, or he would have you roll, take a powerful blow, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, we'll do that. I can take a powerful blow. I've got 0 conditions.
All right. Yeah, I think that's what I was gonna do. Yep. It would kind of be lame to clear a condition and then take a condition. I'll have you.
Yeah.
Roll
So she like gets one of the things wrong and like activates it, or is that what happens?
No, I think so. It's a result of you protecting her, right? So I think maybe it's like a piece of the wall juts out, and you use your carbon and get in the way so that you're protecting her, so that it hits you instead, and maybe like nudge her out of the way, right? So it hits you instead, and it doesn't hurt you itself. It just like hits your carbon, doesn't actually harm you in the immediate. You step onto a tile that you weren't supposed to step on, and then something else gets triggered.
Gotcha.
Let's say a buzzsaw comes out of the wall, out of the ceiling. Yeah, it's about to cut you in half. Yeah, like straight up.
Oh boy. Do I just roll conditions for that, or is there a powerful blow roll?
I'm gonna say you roll to take a powerful blow.
Conditions is to take a powerful blow stat. Yeah. So you roll where it says conditions. Yeah.
And I want low.
Yep.
Correct.
Oh.
So high numbers. So on a 7 to 9,
I can't not roll high.
You lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to flirty action. Take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain mark 2 conditions.
2?
Yep.
Would the give ground means the other people get to the end before us?
Yeah, I think maybe you give ground, and you're the last ones to get to that exit sign.
I mean, would you be the last ones? They got through their first room really fast.
No. Okay, not the last ones between left wing and Palladium, right?
Right.
Or I guess actually then, all of. So you haven't failed any rolls yet. So I think you would all get there at the same time then.
Well, so
I thought we were going based off of total rolls that we've made.
Yeah, if we're doing that, then Palladium got 3, 1, 3. I got 1, 1, 3, and he got 1, 1, 3. So we would get there at the same time, and Palladium would be their last, I think. Because the only time we had any difficulty, Palladium had that first room. That was the only time that we hadn't gotten everything else.
I agree.
Smooth.
Yep.
I'm just gonna mark. Do I have to assess the situation again after this?
Why would you assess the situation after that?
To like find like the end, or is it just the end?
Is he done with the maze?
Oh yeah, no, you're just done with the maze. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll mark 2 conditions.
Wow.
Dang.
Well, dude, I'm at 0.
Yeah,
So-
and I suppose the burn stuff kind of somewhat benefits from that.
Yeah. Although
Okay.
I still have my 3 burn.
So
Well,
how we'll play this out
yeah.
then is Bastion and Quantum Quill get there first. After they make one roll to try and get to the end of the maze, Leftwing and DJ will get there after that. And then after they get after Bastion and Leftwing both get to make one more roll, then Palladium gets to come there and try to make a roll. Does that seem fair to everybody?
Yeah. Well,
It's all split second stuff.
Yeah, I would say Bastion and I tied, right?
Should we go back and count all the rolls?
Jeez. Well, so it's just be this last one.
Well, because basically my point is neither of us failed anything in these,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I thought you had failed one. No, there was the mundane roll, which, okay, no, you're correct. So you do get there at the same time. That's a lot easier to stomach.
So we're behind though.
Yes. Palladium and Emoticon, you'll get there after both of them get to make one roll. So let's set the scene.
Cool.
So
I look at
Bastion
Emoticon and I
Quantum
say,
Quill,
"Hit me! You're gonna have to hit me."
I want you to hit me.
Bastion and Quantum Quill get to the end of that part of the maze, and I think Quantum Quill goes, "Woo! Man, that was awesome! Thanks for protecting me, teammate."
That was good. Mhm.
Yeah. I think. Can I say that you're bleeding a little bit? You have a little bit of a cut.
Sure.
I think she goes over and uses her blood stopping
Blood
powers. Yep. And she's like, hold still, and she like pushes on it, and and then after a minute she closes her eye, or like she's like closing her eyes while she's focusing, and after a minute she opens them back up, and it's like, okay, now, hold still. And I think she has like maybe some like a band, something she can use as a bandage for like her small objects. Something in there that she like uses and maybe like tacks on to your skin, and like put something in place that, like to bandage you.
She sneezes and
And,
accidentally gives you an aneurysm.
And she like ties it closed. She uses something that's like a bandage, I suppose. Maybe she tears off a piece of her shirt or something like that, and like her sleeves, and she ties it closed, and then she kind of like notices how like what's the word, like friendly you guys are in this moment, and then she like goes, well, I suppose I probably could have, and she like stops herself and she's like, no, we did good. That was a lot of fun. No sarcastic comments from me this time.
Yeah, I guess of the 3 challenges, this has been the best.
Yeah, she smiles. Yeah, I thought so too. And she's just like looking into your eyes for a minut there.
And my squinty eyes.
Yep.
Wow.
I had to ruin the moment. All right, let's go. Let's go. I can't let Leftwing beat me.
Yeah. I was just waiting for that moment, and she goes, "Yeah, of course, your lead."
I limp along.
Yeah.
The camera starts playing romantic music.
Yeah. No, that's
right.
not what
Yeah.
happens.
DJ hacks it.
You should have
I think
DJ
that's romantic
roll a superior to distract us so you can get there first.
Yeah, it's DJ. DJ is playing the music through the camera to slow you guys down.
No, exactly.
That's funny.
Just kidding. Yeah, that's funny.
What happened?
You broke roll 20.
No, I realized that
refresh there.
that roll 20 still had video chat technically enabled, which was annoying. So.
Oh, okay. All right. So, end of the maze. You guys open the door, and you see kind of like there's a bunch of different doors to this like last room, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you open it, and you see one giant robot, similar to what Thunder destroyed. I guess it's not a robot; an animated object, right?
Right.
What's gonna happen is you guys are gonna defeat it, and then me and Emoticon will show up and just win.
And it's it's like blocking the like last door to the finish line, right? There's like a bigger exit sign on like this last door, and it's like in the way of that door.
Okay. Now,
real quick,
I mean,
Connor. Real
Yeah,
quick.
go
Do I still have kinetic energy? I think we talked like I talked about like dissipating it in the heat room, but we ended up going against that. Does it make sense that especially if I was full up, that I would still have some left?
I
you also
assume
slammed
that
into the end of the wall, right?
I
So
assume
probably
that
got
you
some back.
used up all your kinetic energy, and that's why you failed that roll, right? So you used all of it up and
Right.
slammed into the wall.
Okay, that's what I was
That would be.
curious about.
I would.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean,
That's fine.
you can get charged up in a number of different ways, so
Yeah,
I think it's kind of a moot point. It's just
Mhm.
flavor.
Sure.
So Bastion and Left Wing, you guys get there at the same time. So
We have
whatever you guys
we
want to
have a
try and do.
Spider-Man moment where we both point at each other.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like, hey.
yeah. Hey, I
But
was here first. Hey,
there's a bunch
guys.
of people with us, right? Because we had everybody from the mirror.
Yep, you have Biolastic Reflection and Haunting Harmony like right behind you, and I think that's it at the moment.
Okay, it's okay.
So Left Wing, are we doing the thing? Are we tying, or are we?
I mean, I assume you have to fight the giant
There's-
robot, right?
There's
I think
way too many of
Biolastic-
us to tie.
I think Biolastic Reflection and Haunting Harmony all are like we're just going to start running for it, and they
Yeah.
run forward. And I think Biolastic is like, sorry guys, we're still trying to win. And like a few seconds after they do, they all disappear.
Like
And
get killed.
then- Yep, and then a
Okay.
second later, the robot does like not robot, giant boss does like a
Okay.
sweeping, like I think maybe it like pulls back its fist, right?
And then
all
disappear.
three of them disappear, and then he goes huge fist swing, and you guys feel like the wind of it like push you back, and
Wow. That sucked.
yeah.
Hey, DJ, you want to like fly your drone over there real quick and hand me the monkey?
For a second
yeah,
there,
yeah.
David. For a second there, David, I thought you were going to look at Sebastian and be like, "All yours." Like you.
Yeah. It might still happen. We'll see.
Okay, yeah. So that's what DJ is going to try and do. Is fly the drone up there. I think DJ's like, maybe we should just leave the door open and I should just pilot it from like the doorway. He's like slowly backing up.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's fine. It'll gotta be close.
Yeah, he like puts on his headphones and is like, okay, focus.
Yeah.
And starts piloting the drone.
Nice.
Bastion, Quantum Quill, what are you guys doing?
So if I theoretically wanted to make like a wall between let me draw it. Like this being the exit, this being the bad guy, this being Left Wing, this being us. If I wanted to make a wall that was kind of just like
I think that would be a freak roll, but remember, freak rolls are you accomplishing something. So if I decide that that's not actually helpful, that's not actually helpful.
Okay.
You can still do it though.
We'll keep that in mind. Wait. How many rolls do we get before Caleb gets here? We get 2 rolls.
1.
I thought you said I got there first.
So
then he gets there first.
We went back and looked. Left Wing never actually failed the roll.
Yeah, we got there at the same time.
Yep.
And then he'll be.
Yeah. That's why we got there at the same time.
Right.
But Caleb's still 2 turns behind.
1 turn.
1 turn.
Yep.
So is this first one's a 2?
Oh well, I was just abstracting it. Right?
Okay,
I mean, it's.
It wasn't a literal round to round.
Yeah, not a literal round count.
Oh, okay.
It's because that would just suck for Caleb.
Yeah. That's what I was asking. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
I will do.
I don't. Okay, this is no longer a number. Just pointing that out.
Yeah.
It's just become a squiggle.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that supposed to represent?
How many rolls that took to get out of the room?
That first room that you went to.
Was it 2? at some point?
I think it was 2 and then it was 3. It doesn't actually matter. It was more than 1, which is the only thing that really matters.
Okay.
Yeah, we're saying in terms of metrics, you are later than the other 2, and that's all we're counting. Just 1 round later.
Jared was thinking it would be like 1 per extra roll, but
I gotta be honest, I did not know what any of those lines meant the entire time, and I was wondering about the squiggle, and I just never asked. So I was very confused. See, if they had actually been 1s, that would have been very clear. But I honestly thought at first they were connecting the bubbles, and I was like,
the rooms.
I was like, why
stop
are you doing?
Stop drawing 1s and decide what you're doing.
I'm waiting for you. You're talking.
No, go ahead.
I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna attack him recklessly.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna go into a rage.
When you directly, he doesn't want to be outdone by left wing.
So describe narratively what you're doing, regardless of the roll, right?
Yeah. He's he saw that it could like do like a sweeping attack across the ground. So he like throws a bunch of like discs of carbon like along the way that he can like maneuver between.
Okay.
Kind of like the bouncy guy from My Hero.
Okay.
The pedophile guy, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the pedophile trampoline guy who's like dating a child.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Trampoline guy?
Don't worry.
He had like the clear trampolines. He was like the old guy.
Don't worry about it. Keep going.
The gentleman guy.
Going.
Yeah. He's gonna kind of like do that, and then like as he's running, he's gonna like take the gourd off his back and like make a giant drill and try to like drill him.
Okay, so you do all of that. You jump from piece to piece. You get in close, and then you get pummeled to the ground by his. I'll even make it cooler for you. He comes in with the sweeping attack, and you perfectly dodge it. And you like get around to his side, and it has a tail, and the tail swings around like Godzilla and smacks you into the ground. And I'm going to have you roll to take a powerful blow.
Oh my goodness!
I tried to warn you with deleting 3 people instantaneously.
Well, what else am I supposed to do? Stand there?
No, you're
ranged attacks.
I guess here's what I'm trying to demonstrate here. Your goal should not be to destroy it, just like it wasn't last time. Your goal was supposed to be to ignore this giant robot in the rescue phase. Instead, you went for it. Now,
last time
same robot or same level of creature is now here again, and you don't have thunder this time.
Yeah.
And trying to attack it is a bad idea.
Do I get to roll freak at least for?
No. I'm saying you attempted to do something with your powers, right? Yeah. I'm saying there is no roll. You unleash your powers. You do that thing.
Yeah.
The result of that thing is you get pummeled to the ground.
Thank you for your sacrifice, Jared.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not a unleash your power. It's a danger. But if that means anything.
He was trying to exchange.
It's savior instead of danger.
Yes.
Danger.
Yes.
He's not rolling,
right? You were saying it was I'm saying you're not rolling. What you attempted to do was to unleash your powers to get close enough and then attack it, right? And it doesn't matter if you were trying to unleash your powers or attack it. You could have rolled to unleash your powers and succeeded, and I would have still done this to you.
Oh yeah, no. This is better for me because if you're making me roll and then I also failed. Let's go 9.
Yeah. So
pretty bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like all the character sheets are gone. Here. Where are we? Wait, no. I'm trying to look at basic moves. I'm all confuzzled.
He chooses one.
All my sheets got deleted.
You choose one, Jared. You lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain. Mark 2 conditions.
I mean, if I give him an opportunity, that kind of just screws all of us, right?
So you give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity. I would say you give ground to the other contestants, right?
Okay.
I would say,
yeah, there you go.
I would say you are momentarily dazed. I almost said dazzed, and Quantum Quill has to like get you back up on your feet. And so I'll probably have you take a similar what's like time penalty as what Palladium has right now.
Okay, I'll just take the blow again and mark 2 conditions.
Bro.
Oh man.
Okay,
Nice.
just before you make the decision, just to clarify, phase 4 will happen after this, and you will not get a chance to quote unquote rest. These conditions will carry over to. No. This is phase 4. Or, this is phase 3. The phase 4 is the 1v1s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no.
I am so screwed, guys. I have 1 condition left to mark.
I know.
I'm
Well,
so
there's
glad I
going to
have
be
that
some time.
powerful
There's going
blow
to be
move,
some
though.
time in narrative in between 3 and 4, in which you guys can try and talk your way.
Do things.
Yeah, do comfort and support.
Yes,
yeah.
That I'm totally fine with. In narrative things, Jared could go try and break something. Whatever.
All right. I keep losing the thing.
Wait, what thing? The basic moves thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened because we restarted the page. Yeah, it disappeared.
Yeah, sorry.
Provoke a teammate to foolhardy action or take advantage of your influence to. I can't inflict a condition on an NPC, right?
No, not necessarily. It's kind of a moot point.
Okay.
I guess you could say. Let's do it this way. I could say instead, Quantum Quill takes the blow for you, and she goes unconscious, and you have to figure out how to get her to the exit by yourself. Then I would say that's an equally damaging, punishment as taking 2 conditions. Now you got some dead weight to carry across the finish line with you.
He hits me with the tail, flings me back to the start. She tries to catch me, and my limp body knocks her.
I was actually going to say instead, she uses her pieces to fly up with you and sees this happening and pulls you away, and she gets hit instead.
That's much more heroic than being.
What?
She's gonna be knocked unconscious. Wouldn't she be teleported?
Maybe.
Is there any reason for her to be here still? She's unconscious, right?
I suppose you could still win, and Quantum Quill would still be a part of your team, even if she gets taken out.
So that means you must only need 1 person to cross the finish line, right?
Correct. No.
Otherwise, you couldn't win with only 1 person. You only need 1 person to cross the finish line.
Yeah, that's a tricky one, I suppose. But
you'd actually be at an advantage as an individual then.
Not necessarily. Then you only have 1 person to fight the gigantic monster.
Well, right. But no, what I meant is if you needed to get your whole team over, but 1 person was out, and now your whole team was just you, that's actually an advantage.
Yes.
It's easier
so
to slip 1 person.
I would say let's put it this way: if Left Wing, if you teleport yourself to the exit and DJ is left behind, you haven't won until he's dead. Unless you're both across.
That's weird though, because then again, you're a better team.
Yeah, well, it's a give and take. You either are utilizing your teammates' powers, or you can't utilize your teammates' powers, but you have a little bit of a
there's a pro and a con to both situations.
That would be how I'd put it.
All right.
And
without him, you can't use the team, but without him, but you also.
I look at DJ and I'm like, all right, buddy, do you trust me? How much do you trust me?
I think he has his headphones on. He's like, no. And he looks up. He's like, oh, wait, what did you say? And takes off his headphones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. How much do you trust me? I think we can win this, but it's going to be a little risky.
Trust you how?
Okay, it's less trust in me and more in the people who are going to teleport you if it punches you.
Oh, crap. Are you?
Look, we only need to get 1 person across the finish line if there's only 1 left. With both of us, we have to get both of ourselves across. If you fly your drone over there, I can swap places with it, exit on my own. We both win. But I can't do that if you're still in the running. We have to both cross the line.
Yeah, I think this should be a comfort support role for sure.
How about a provoke?
I feel like it's provoke.
No, it's provoke. I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Get yourself
killed.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
And I don't want the monkey to be pointless, so I want him to take the monkey with him. And when it punches him, it'll just blow its arm off.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
We got this.
He's like,
I believe in you, DJ. You can do it.
Yeah. He's like, you're right, Leftwing. Today, even DJ can be a hero. No, he doesn't say it like that. He says even a DJ can be a hero.
Yeah, that's what I was about to suggest. Yeah,
man. So the idea is that he'll fly instead of like we see the drone, instead of going at the thing, veer off course, go around, sit by the exit, and just rest. And then he just takes. I give him the monkey back. He takes it. I just well, I mean, you describe it, but the idea is
so So the drone goes over by the exit. You got that part down. He looks down at like his like music thing or whatever, right? He's like I don't know what it would be, some sort of music player, right? And he like changes the song, and it goes to remember the name. and he's like he like steps forward. He's like, bring it on, robot! Today you're gonna kill me! And he runs at it.
So the thing that kept going through my mind is like either Leftwing saying this or DJ saying it about himself. He's like, today I upgrade from I'm no longer a DJ, I'm an MC.
No, actually
he's a main character.
He runs
master
forward.
of ceremonies, which is
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought main character. Yeah.
He yells that, and then he runs forward, and then Palladium and Emoticon run in the room right in time to see this. DJ yells, "Break it down, dog!" And the thing punches him, and it disappears.
And I look at the both of them and I'm like, it's been fun. And then I'm gonna swap places with the drone.
So I think that is about to happen. I think Palladium and Emoticon get to make one roll, since you technically made one roll to do something.
Oh, I guess I rolled.
You rolled superior to convince him of that, right?
Him to do that. That's true. Yeah, I guess.
So,
all right.
All right,
now we gotta figure out how to win this in one roll.
But correct. So now Palladium
this all happens at the
roll.
Same time, then, right? The next roll.
Yeah, I guess the order who gets to do this is important, right? Because
let's do this.
Yeah.
Everybody could now, theoretically speaking, succeed with one roll. Depending on what Bastion, like in narrative, right? Can Bastion get all the way to the exit in one roll? That sounds very unlikely.
Right.
But it's theoretically possible. Same with Palladium and Emoticon. Theoretically possible, depending on what they try to do. If it comes down to everybody succeeded at the thing, I'm just going to take highest roll wins.
That makes sense.
Well, I mean, I feel like I have the fastest way to get there.
You do. And definitely in narrative, yes.
But okay. I mean, yeah, it was fine. We'll just roll and see if it matters.
Yeah.
All right, now I gotta.
If it comes down to a tie of the roll, I would say in narrative that's what we'll use.
We'll tie again.
Let's just make sure it's a let's just increase the tension.
Yeah,
I think that would be fun.
Right. Of course. Okay, I gotta figure out the best way.
And just so that let's have. Oh goodness gracious!
So you're telling me that there is no chance that
this is Palladium and Emoticon. They're in the center because they have that main character energy.
No, of course. So you're telling me that there's no chance that I could fight this thing at all, based on what we've established in the narrative at all. Right
I'm not going to tell you that, but if you try to do what Bastion did, you could expect a similar result. But
okay, but also I have a better move than Bastion does to take a powerful blow.
That is very true. But taking a powerful blow doesn't get you across the finish line.
I know.
Or does it?
He punches you so hard, you fly through the door. You don't even push the button. You just crash through it. And you win.
No, what happened is as soon as those first people got punched, they actually won. You just needed to
it
get
was to
punched
see
by
if
them.
you had the balls to charge a giant robot. That was the last test.
Are you more interested in escaping the fight or taking the fight head on? What would a hero do? Yeah.
Okay. The two things that are, I guess,
the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah, the two things that are coming to mind are either I do more than a shield, I directly engage the threat by heading directly into danger without regard to my own safety. Never mind.
While you're thinking that, Drew, just to clarify, Bastion, you did decide that Quantum Quill took the blow for you, right? so she's
Yeah,
out.
we
or-
kind of
we did.
got on it. Went on.
Oh, sorry. I
Yeah,
interrupted
forgot
that
that
because I
we- yeah,
realized what that
you
meant.
took advantage of you saw an
Sorry.
exploit and we're like,
Yeah.
let me take that exploit. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine.
I mean, yeah, I guess we're kind of past. We're struggle past the pain. I mean, I could mark damaged. Spend a doom.
Oh yeah.
True. But you've got to take 2 conditions. Oh no, you only got 7 to 9, so you only take 1, right?
No, that it says mark 2 conditions if he's choosing that.
Oh, the option is marked.
I'd have to
Yeah.
mark it. Yeah, no, it's fine. We can just have her. For simplicity, just have her be gone.
Okay. Yep. So I like the scene where she pushes you out of the way and then
Yeah.
disappears.
She returns the favor for earlier.
Okay, the one thing, maybe you guys help me workshop this. The one thing I feel like Palladium actually has going for him, because I could attempt to attack the thing, probably not going to work. Even if I do take a powerful blow, could be cool, but yeah, it won't get us across the finish line. For a second there, I thought my more than a shield allowed me to like defend someone else, but it's not. I just roll savior.
Right.
So. Like, I guess maybe an option could be Emoticon goes for it, flying as fast as he can, and I distract the thing so that he can get across. Because maybe he can fly faster.
I mean, he can turn invisible.
That's true.
All you got to do is die, and then he can just run
so
fast.
that's one option. The one that seems more fun to me and would maybe make sense that we could possibly do this before left wing teleports is if I use a move I haven't used yet, Dangerous Web. When you reveal a trap you've left for someone using your powers, roll plus your mask label, which is Savior. On a hit, your opponent trips into it, and you get an opening or opportunity against them. On a 10+, take +4 forward to pursuing it.
You'd have to have set a trap, right?
Yeah, and I was just like, I don't know what that would be, but it does seem like a cool. Like we show up and we just have like the perfect plan. It's already set in motion. I don't know what it would be though.
You're the
I think
trap.
that sounds more like the kind of thing you have to use before. I don't know. That's to me.
Okay,
Like
you know
it sounds
what?
like you set.
Let's
the
do
trap,
this
right?
way. I think it would. I do think that there has to be some trick here. That lift if we are going to beat left wing to the punch here, and I think it should be. I think I figured it out. I think it should be that Emoticon was already in the room, invisible, right?
Well, but that can't be the case because you guys were a little slower, right?
Well, yeah, but now we're at narrative time, right? And we're all equal now.
That was narrative.
What I'm.
Oh, you mean he came in first?
Yes,
and then you come in behind him.
Yeah. So, and then what I would be doing is distracting the thing, right? So my goal is to either be taken out or just like take a punch from the thing and stand strong. But then if we succeed, what happens is the buzzer sounds and everyone's like, wait, what? And then an emoticon is like turns visible and again he's like, haha, I've been here the whole time, right? That's my idea.
So you're saying the way that you could win is to say emoticon was there but invisible, and you, by succeeding at doing what would
taking the thing's attention.
Taking the thing's attention.
Well, I actually think it's our attention you need, right? Because like the thing, if it can't punch him, it doesn't matter. It's keeping us from doing
I could still do Dangerous Web. Okay, this is what we're gonna do.
Now, remember, if in any way you're like fighting the other team, that's technically breaking the rules.
I'm not going to fight the other team. What I want to do is I want to do something. Oh, this is going to be terrible. I want to do Dangerous Web, and I don't know exactly. I guess it's with my powers. I don't know. Help me workshop this, guys. I think like Palladium runs into the room, and he emoticon's already been in the room, invisible. But I'm going to try to either lie to you guys or trick you in some way and be like, guys, there's something chasing us. Like, you got to help me. Like something went wrong, right? and you guys turn for just long enough for emoticon to just cross the room and win.
That sounds like provoke, right?
That sounds like provoke. I don't think it's necessarily Dangerous Web. A Dangerous Web would be you're using your powers to trap left wing, which would be technically against the rules.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of
I like the idea, but it doesn't quite.
I don't want to roll with superior. This is going to be bad if I do. I'm trying to think if there's a way.
You get a potential.
Yeah, I mean, technically it would be a flat roll. If you were to roll superior right now, you get -2 to assess situation because of guilty, but your superior is a 2. And there's still one more team that you have.
Right.
Yeah, David and I can't use team anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you and I were to team up against Palladium.
I don't think we could do that, but I don't think that works in the rules. I think I think our teams are set.
Yeah, I guess I would have. I'm just trying to think of a way I can use my powers but not attack you guys, and I don't know if I can think of a way.
Yeah, your powers are very attacky.
Yeah,
very
Caleb,
true.
I think the only way you could theoretically get there,
you could blow up the drone.
Well, he'd have to get there.
Well, you can shoot a laser, can he?
I could shoot something.
With what?
It could be as simple as
Laser?
emoticon charge me with electricity, right? That's actually the likely
that's
option.
an abstract thing that we use.
Sure, I guess. Except that he was in here invisible, right?
Well, I mean,
but
if it
beforehand,
took them,
we had maze runs.
Yeah, they were running.
Yeah, okay.
we can abstract
clean.
Palladium having the ability to use his.
Wait, does
powers.
emoticon have electricity?
You also have a battery, Caleb.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, you have the battery.
You could just activate your battery, right?
Either way.
Oh, electrically charged. He doesn't. I couldn't remember.
That is probably a good move. So I could either just like unleash powers, which I would get a 0-2, which is going to be the same as like doing superior or something. I am curious if I can still do dangerous web somehow here.
Here's what I'll give you. You can't use dangerous web because that just doesn't add up to like being the rules. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to say if you want to try and unleash your powers to basically like get there before left wing does, like basically use your power, overcharge your powers, you get there before left wing can teleport. I would say you can roll freak, but it's at a situational -1. And I think that if you fail the roll, you're just done.
Can I just use my powers to just destroy the drone?
That I'm not sure about that, because wouldn't that technically be you attacking the other team?
Oh.
And I would say yes.
Destroy
it's like their gear.
Yeah. You're then hindering the opponent's team, which they're trying to discourage that you guys act more like heroes.
Yeah,
that's
and then instead
reason.
I got DJ to go commit suicide.
Yes, which again is how the news is going to see.
Yeah. No, I guess I think it would be the coolest option to have emoticon being invisible as the reason that we win, no matter how this turns out.
That sounds fun, but I don't think you are able to get here in enough time. To do that, I could say maybe you roll. Oh, no, hold up.
I also want
roll.
this.
Hold up.
I also want this to feel like Palladium too. Hold
up a second. Hold up. You have hold up. The basic move. Directly engage a threat. Impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
But you have to trade blows.
You have to trade blows.
Is attacking. So
you would be attacking the robot head on.
That's you can describe it in a way that Connor just doesn't instantly annihilate you.
Yes, which is what I did with Bastion.
Right. I thought you were talking about attacking us. That's why I was like, but then they
no,
damage.
You could do that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you could use your moment of truth.
That's also true.
You could definitely use your moment of truth.
I don't want to do that. It doesn't make any sense for the description of the moment of truth either.
Yeah.
It's Palladium's not going to care. He doesn't care that much about the tournament. Like he wants to win, of course, but like he's not going to spend his moment of truth to do it. Yeah, I guess I just wanted to feel Palladium, and just like getting there fast with his powers doesn't feel very Palladium.
Sure. Yeah. Well, it depends on the roles, right? I mean, you struggled more in the maze than everybody else, so you had a few seconds of delay. You got here just a few seconds later than everybody else, so you're still at a disadvantage. But I want you to be able to succeed still, because it feels cheap to have one of the first rolls you made at the beginning of the maze allows you to basically disqualifies you. But I mean, at the same time, that still makes sense and is technically fair.
I mean, we could have been slower on any of the other ones too, right?
Right.
Doesn't necessarily have meant that, but yeah, I mean, obviously, we should all have a chance to get at it. I mean, I don't know. Why don't we all
just has to make sense as to what can Palladium actually do, and it has to make sense in terms of the roll too. Like you can't use the only stat you don't have a -2 in order to, you know what I mean?
Can we talk abstractly for a second here? Based on what we know right now as players, do we know a way that Palladium would be able to attack the robot or take a powerful blow from the robot and have that matter, have that be the thing that he can do?
I mean, he can absorb kinetic energy, so I don't know.
Sorry. There is something that we foreshadowed.
Yeah, that's what
in the last episode. when you were fighting with Scarlet Saber,
Okay.
you used your power as the energy instead. You obviously can't take other people's powers like Leftwing can. That's completely out of the question. But is there a way that we could say you are able to absorb the life energy that life sap uses to enchant things? This is going to be the last time this is even relevant in the tournament.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
What if you get close enough and then are able to just absorb that energy, absorb the magic life energy from it?
I like it.
And spray it out as a little, dinky energy thing. And again, this isn't breaking things in terms of how your character works, because this is the only scenario in which this would work.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
it's this one situation.
Yeah, because it's like a animated robot.
Yeah.
And then you're saying, so I could do that and then use it to what?
Maybe probably give
beat the robot, right? Just completely dismantle the robot, and maybe the robot falls into the exit, and then Leftwing can't teleport.
Oh, yeah.
It falls into the drone.
I like that. Yeah. It collapses over the. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Okay, I'll do it. Do I just need to take a powerful blow then? Is that basically the? I'm just like, because I want it to hit me, right?
No, this would be unleash your powers.
Well, don't I have to take a powerful blow and then unleash my powers?
Not sure what you mean.
Well, because what's happening in the narrative is it's hitting me.
Why is it hitting you? Because you have to get close enough, is what you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I assume I can't.
He's just flying into it, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So let's do it this way, just so that everybody has an equal chance to still win. Let's do everybody roll. Palladium, you roll to take a powerful blow, and then you roll unleash your powers to see if you beat the robot, and in the confusion, you get across the finish line.
Well, that's the thing.
You roll freak to see if you teleport to the finish line regardless, and then Bastion, you could use whatever you please to try and get there faster than everybody else as well. And whoever has the highest roll wins. Obviously, go to roll to take a powerful blow.
So real quick, technically, never give up, never surrender, the move I have that does take a powerful blow. One of the options is you get an opportunity or opening against your attacker, which is, I think, what's happening, right? Like, I would...
Sure, yeah.
I would be your answer then. Catch the blow and then be able to, right?
Yeah, I like that. So it's still one roll. So everybody roll. Whoever has the highest roll wins. That's end of the story.
All right. Ho!
Never give up, never surrender.
That's a 12. No!
13. No way.
Gosh darn it.
And then Bastion, what are you doing?
David?
I'm gonna
try and get to the finish line.
He's basically just gonna enclose himself into a ball and then just launch the ball as hard as he possibly can, regardless of
You're muted, by the way, David.
Thanks. That's a good idea, because you're hoping he'll punch Palladium and just ignore you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like Sonic, like Sonic.
Yeah. He's gonna fill it with sand to try and absorb some of the cushion the impact. But I'm fine if this doesn't go right. You're just hurting me bad.
I think you would just disappear.
Funny.
Okay.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
And then a carbon ball just flies into the exit, but they're like, and
he's dead.
It's like, it's empty.
And I'm gonna spend a doom track to do the.
So funny.
You get a +1 when you're angry.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
I'll find it real quick.
I assume it's from the bull, maybe, or something.
The bull. Whenever you have angry mark, take +1 ongoing to unleash your powers.
Nice. Pretty cool. Kind of weird that the bull would encourage you to be angry, because angry makes you bad at fighting, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. No, that's afraid.
Oh, yeah.
Angry is for piercing.
Amazing. Incredible.
No way.
I knew that was going to happen.
I love it. Okay, so I have a thought. I think what happens here is Leftwing is obviously going to win, right? That seems like the very obvious conclusion based on what we all thought was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And so Leftwing get prepared to do that, and then I show up out of nowhere, right? I'm rushing into the room, and I'm probably near Leftwing enough that it probably even it just distracts him for a moment because suddenly the robot turns towards him because I'm like running past him and Leftwing's like, oh, and then it punches and I turn and like get down on one knee and then catch the thing. Super awesome. I mean, with a full hit, right? I stand strong and choose one, which is you get an opportunity or opening against your attacker. And I still want to try to do this just to see if I can, right?
So I would say you for sure succeed. I think you take the blow, but I think how your armor absorbs it is it takes in so much kinetic energy that it has to like vent it out backwards. There's just like a blast that goes behind you that like blows open the wall behind you.
Yeah, exactly.
And your armor is just like unstably glowing purple energy, and then I exert it and absorb the life step energy, which ironically is also purple. But it probably looks different.
Different shade of purple.
Different shade of purple, considering, let's say it's hot pink. Power. I would say it's like a mix between blue and purple. It's dark. Life steps, the way that his power glows is purple, but I think generally speaking, life sources or energy power sources are blue. And so it doesn't matter.
Sure. No, so I absorb that, and then the robot totters, and it probably because of the blast from my armor, Leftwing was like, whoa, thrown back, right? And you had to and so you're still not able to get that beat on it, and you're about to, and that's when the robot falls right in front of the door. But then Bastion just hits right through it.
Leftwing, what happens though is you still succeed, right? So you still teleport with the drone before it explodes and jump out of the way, and you stumble just ever so slightly and reaching for the door. And
I missed the pad as I'm falling.
Yes, barely missed the pad. Nice. And then we get just like out of nowhere.
I think the ball just like
of carbon
breaks
just like
through the door,
rips through the robot and the door, right? Because the robot's like in the way.
Yeah. It's literally Sonic the Hedgehog style.
Yep.
And
Does second place matter at all in this for this phase?
It does not. No,
it doesn't. Okay.
So, although there's an argument to be made that DJ and Quantum Quill did not cross the finish line themselves, so the team that wins gets a bye. I could see them arguing for, okay, well, technically their teammates didn't win, but that would only if you actually tied, I think, which you don't tie. You're super close to tying, but I still think it would be Bastion and Quantum Quill get the bye.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Leftwing still hops up and clambers over the robot to try and get second, but
yeah. And I think you do get second, right?
Yeah.
And then Bastion not Bastion. Palladium gets third.
Yeah. Right.
Well, Emoticon gets third.
With Emoticon,
I think.
Yeah.
Right. I think Emoticon becomes visible and he just starts running towards them.
Yeah.
Well, you still have both members. They both have to get across.
Yes. So you both get across, right?
Yeah.
That's the third team. What happens after that is actually Life Zap from the ceiling. He has a little channel or whatever, enchants the thing back up again.
Mm-hmm.
And it stands back up for the next teams that come through.
Nice.
And I'll go over who comes in as the last four teams to
Actually, that was wild.
Yeah.
He just pukes on the ground.
Yeah. I think the crowd
Jared,
is roaring. Everybody's clapping for you.
Yeah.
Bastion Paul gets out of the space pod and just starts puking on the ground.
Bastion stumbles out of that like all of us did on the teacups after Jared sputtered around a million times when we were at Great America.
Dude, that ruined my day.
Six Flags.
Oh man. Where am I?
Your team's
here. Okay, the last teams that make it is Mist and Thunder. I think the way that they get past it is Mist just goes around Thunder and just zips around the animated thing, and when it starts to try and punch or whatever, Thunder uses her powers to stop the arm as it's punching in, and so it swings, and by the time it's finished swinging, its arm is just destroyed. And they get in fourth, I think, and then Shorty and Soul Impact are right behind them, and they get past because they're just fast enough.
Yeah.
And then Iceblade and Statue get past, and I think Iceblade just knows exactly how to time everything, and Statue takes a blow from the thing in order to stop, like to protect Iceblade, and it is shocking to you guys. Statue hardens enough that he actually doesn't move when this thing punches him. But the way that he looks like he is no longer human because of how much he just becomes this hardened thing. Kind of like when what's his name from My Hero looks, but
Hiroshima
like
or whatever. When you get
less like
Red Riot.
Yeah, less like grotesque and more just like he has hardened to the point of an immovable object, but he's like completely immobile. And then they are able to just get past. And the last team that comes in is Alchemist and Scarlet Saber. And I think Scarlet Saber does exactly what Palladium does and pulls the life out of the object with her Scarlet Saber. And it disenchants again. And that's how they're able to get across.
Sweet. Now, do all the other teams come in and get killed? Or do they just not get in? Like, well, I assume...
So a lot of people at the point in time where the 7 teams have made it across, our last 14 contestants, they're still in maze rooms that they're stuck in. Can't figure out how to progress. Yeah, game just ends.
Okay.
And then, other teams died in different rooms.
Oh, because only so many people get to advance.
Yes, right. Only 14 people make it to the final round.
Okay.
Or final phase. Which means Bastion and Quantum Quill have the first spy. And what happens next is going to be 6 teams face off against, like six fights, right? So 12 people face off, and then it'll be 8 people because we'll put Bastion and Quantum Quill back in there. Then it'll be 4 teams, so semifinals, and then, or not 4 teams, 4 people, and then 2 people. So semifinals, finals.
That's We're all going to be super dead by the end of this.
I know. Yep. So we'll have some time in between, kind of like phase 3 and phase 4 for you guys to like talk and be like, okay, that was fun. Here's the, whatever, and get some time to like kind of decompress, make just more mechanically than anything.
At the end of this scene, can I unmark afraid for running from something difficult? I didn't fight it. I just ran around it, and I went to send DJ to go do the hard work. I'm dying.
I don't know.
Because the original plan was to fight it and blow it up. And then I was like, that's never going to work. We're just going to leave. We're just going to leave.
I think I'm fine with it. And I think...
okay. Thanks.
Let me see.
Can I take away either angry or guilty?
I would say guilty, Caleb.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You were the one willing to go in and take the blow from the thing. And Bastion, I think if you have afraid or not afraid, take foolhardy action. I was going to say insecure, take foolhardy action without talking to your team.
Yeah.
I don't think you can take
you don't need it
away.
Oh, yeah.
You tried to hurt someone or break something important, but didn't.
Well, I broke.
Just getting pummeled.
Quantum Quill got broke.
Yeah, but that you didn't cause that, right? You didn't try to cause that. If anything, it'd be like now you feel guilty because she took the hit for you.
Okay.
When did you get guilty? Because I feel like taking the hit for Quantum Quill in the maze makes sense for make a sacrifice to absolve your guilt, right? I mean, I know it was a fall off from a move, but like you protected her and got hurt, right? But I don't remember if that was before.
I think I got it
guilty.
From doing that.
Oh,
which one?
Guilty? I was wondering if he got it before or after he protected her.
He took the powerful blow, which marks 2 conditions. So
he got it from that. Okay.
Yeah, he got it from that.
I would think that makes sense, but yes, but you can't.
Yeah. He's not guilty at the time.
I sacrificed either of those 2 winning.
No. But nice try. All right, so let's wrap up here. Let me see if
sounds good.
I don't know if we can do a after show. It's pretty late. But we started late though, so it makes sense.
Go ahead and do end of session stuff.
Yeah, real quick, we can do end of session moves, and then we'll pick it up next time. that was a fun session. I'm glad we got to.
Yeah.
Dude, the fact that you rolled a 12 and then I rolled a 13 and then Jared rolled a 14
yes,
is
ridiculous.
simultaneously the most
Beautiful.
insane and tilting
Yes.
thing ever.
It
Holy
was
cow.
amazing. I loved it
Yes.
so much.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Oh my God.
So
I knew it was going to
funny.
happen though. Like, for you both times, I was almost
Yeah.
positive that was exactly how it was going to go down.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Felt it in my bones.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I would choose grow closer to the team, but that would mean that Emoticon shifts my labels around, which I don't want. But I can't think of another thing I'd choose.
I'm gonna grow closer to the team for DJ. He literally committed suicide for me. So
Yeah. Yep.
he's my bro now.
Yep. Break it down, dog.
Also, he was instrumental in getting us through here. So
yeah.
that was good.
I'm going to give it to Will, obviously, because it's the only move that makes kind of sense right now.
Okay. Yep. So she is going to adjust your labels then.
I'd assume she wants superior up, but the
think
literal
so.
only thing she could lower is savior. That is her only option.
No, if she tried to lower something else, she'd be inflicting a condition. So it would be. Let me think of what she. This isn't how she sees you. This is how she influences you as a person.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She put danger down. Oh, I don't even know if I want to do this.
Superior.
Oh man.
What happens when you try to put something up that can't go up?
Same thing.
Unless it's
Takes
locked.
condition.
Yep.
Unless it's locked.
Oh,
Yeah, well, the locked things just don't move. Yeah.
She wants to move freak down, but she can't because it's locked, so I get no condition.
I don't know. She was getting pretty freaky.
So she wants to move it up.
I'm not sure. I don't. I guess it's hard because it's. How does she?
So would this be about like him saving her, or
I would say either
like,
mundane because you had like an actual human connection, or superior because the whole thing was you guys were super smart together. I think either one of those going up makes sense.
I actually do think savior going down might make sense because she doesn't want me to put myself in harm's way for her sake, like I did earlier.
Yeah, she was trying to be. We can do that. I'm gonna say she puts mundane up and savior down. That'll be because she one is creating a very human connection with you, which the two of you are kind of freaks, right?
Yeah,
right.
And so the way in which she is influencing you is not that she's making you smarter necessarily. It's the human connection part, and yeah, she's and maybe we could even play that out, in character. Maybe you're like, why'd you take the hit for me, and she's like, hey, you can't always be the one that takes the hits. Like, gotta let other people take hits for you too.
Share the burden.
Yeah, share the burden.
Something she learns from Thunder, right?
Yeah, I could see that being kind of the conversation that happens. What'd you say, Gil?
Share the load.
The load.
Exactly.
I don't know why I know that. What's that from?
Lord of the Rings. It's Sam saying to Frodo to share the load of the ring.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I think it makes the most sense for me to choose that too and do emoticon and just have them shift labels.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to do there.
Emoticon shifting your labels too.
Yeah.
Crap, I gotta figure out how these people affect you guys.
Oh, and I should probably clear a condition, shouldn't I?
That would be the smart thing to do.
I want to take potential. I'm so behind on potential though.
I mean, you're not really, right? I don't know.
I think he might be putting freak up.
That makes sense. Basically, all I did the whole time was just use my powers.
Well, it's not necessarily that. It's the way that he affects you as a person. Like the influence of him, he's a very quiet person. He's not putting mundane up.
I mean, his powers kind of define him, right? Like he is literally just. Yeah.
I felt most of what we did was just like, what cool power things can we do, right?
Right, but what is he putting down then? Danger?
I mean, mundane.
I guess you guys avoided danger a lot.
I guess it'd be mundane. I mean, you're the main character, energy, super.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Freak up or or wait, freak down and mundane up, you think?
No, the other way around.
Or freak up and mundane down. In which case he just inflicts a condition on you.
Let's not do
Sucks
that.
for you.
Actually,
He's out of the fight. Sorry, he's unconscious now.
Yeah, he looks at you and he's like, "Man, we're awesome," and you're like, "Ah."
just collapse. Can we think of a different stat for him to put down instead?
I mean, you can pick a different option too, right?
Yeah, you could.
But if there's a better label to shift,
you could always not choose this move.
Person
You could
to-
always just not
oh,
choose
well,
a
that's-
move, right?
Yeah, I know, but like guilty and hopeless neither of those make sense for a condition he'd be shifting or giving me because of this.
Well, it's not that. It's that you see. So the reason that the reason you get a condition from this is because you're either overconfident or like insecure about your labels, right? It's like you either think too low of yourself.
Maybe
as a
we're
person.
too freaky.
Yes,
Right?
I mean, yeah, like you or like I guess danger up. Like you're a little too danger
So you
crazed.
scare
and-
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard because you feel like there has to be some sort of like in narrative conversation that makes this happen.
Can we do
Because-
maybe freak up and superior down? We just acted and didn't do a whole lot of thinking.
I mean, that's true. You guys got main character energy. You don't really
Yeah.
think through stuff. You're just being the freak. I'm fine with that, I guess.
Okay.
It's less
It's bad for
painful
me, and
than
it would-
trying to
it would-
figure out how to make a condition, taking a condition, make
because
more
then I would
narrative
just
sense.
I would just take off the condition,
Yeah.
and then I had nothing that's been
Yeah.
accomplished.
Right. It would be
right. So it's
pointless,
just kind
yeah.
of lame. Yeah. Okay. I'm fine with that. It's fine.
Yeah. So freak up and spirit down.
Okay.
So,
you
Connor-
taking
Doable.
potential or clearing a thing?
I will probably clear a condition. I want to have a fighting chance in this tournament.
Yeah. To
You-
clear condition.
Connor, you're gonna have to come up with a way for us to do PvP for fights because
There's no way we don't all make it.
yeah, we're all gonna exactly.
I got some stuff. I got some
Okay.
stuff. It'll work out. I think. I definitely think we're gonna get at least one PvP match. I fully expect just kind of the finals to be one player versus one player.
Yeah.
One of us is going to
And
get knocked
it'll
out
be-
by
it'll be
thunder, and then
I'm fine with
Yeah.
one of the like fights being a little bit more. I guess here's the way I would expect the final battle to take place is you guys just take turns making a roll and you, like seeing the result of it, and we just have fun with it and go with
Yeah,
what
I
makes
don't-
the most narrative fun sense and
Yeah.
see what happens.
I don't know if the moves are. I mean, we can talk about it later. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean the moves aren't made. We're all good players. We can just go with whatever makes the most sense. We'll just...
Yeah.
I
I-
unmarked insecure, by the way.
Okay. Yep. Cool. Well, I guess any last quick thoughts about how that ran? I mean, that
I was very
Yeah.
excited with the way it
was
went.
fun.
Yeah,
that
I'm
was
very happy.
fun.
it was.
Any questions?
Couldn't have had a better like ending if you wrote it on purpose to be like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
Cool. So you're gonna
So
tell us
dumb.
the listings or the seeds next time, or
Yeah. I'll figure out the seeds next time. Yeah. So Bastion and Quantum Coil have the first buy, and then I haven't decided if I want to just. I don't think I want to randomize the fights. I think I want to be in control of it because otherwise, I mean, first of all, it could be two players versus each other at the beginning,
Right
and that
away,
would just
yeah.
suck.
Yep.
So I think I'm just going to decide it, and I think that'll be the most fun.
Mhm.
I have that table roller thing I can use if you want. But yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I might.
it makes more sense to.
Well, and it's
Yeah.
only 14 people now too,
Oh sure. Yeah,
and
that's
I
true.
guess technically only 11 of them are NPCs. So
Right. It's true.
I'll give it some thought. Having a week in between each phase just gives me
Yeah.
barely enough time to think through like what is going to happen exactly next. And so
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun. Be
Right.
thinking of any like conversations or like side things you want to have happened like during
In
some of
between
these
phase.
fights.
Oh yeah,
Um,
true. Tournament style, yeah. Todoroki, it's your power, not his.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, we can just call it
Actually,
that.
I think maybe we should try and figure out who's going to fight who beforehand because that at least the first fight Because then we can think about that, right? Because I won't be able to figure that out if I don't know who I'm fighting. I don't want to come up with really cool moments and then not have them, or like not be able to have them.
Yeah. Okay.
So whenever you come up with our pairings, let us know.
Let me see.
Yeah. I can fight Thunder. I'm probably the only one of us who could fight her and live.
Hey, I need another chance to try to upgrade my power.
Yeah. True.
I almost just like thought it would be fun to just be like, you have to fight your partner first, but I went against that.
That would be a little. That would be awesome, except for it'd be a little against the spirit of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
Like turn on your allies now.
Yeah. Like immediately, just across the finish line, fight to the death.
What is the U.S. government trying to teach us from this?
Yeah.
Anyone. You can't trust anyone. Yeah. Anybody could be the bad
Follow
guy.
orders from your superiors, even if they tell you to turn on your friends.
Oh man.
Yeah, par for the course.
Yeah, that's not something.
They need to open next session with like a newscast reviewing our performance.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And all the leftist media attacking Left Wing again.
Well, no, his name is Left Wing. Why would they attack him?
Because he's not left enough, and the left hates their own more than anything.
Security spiral on me.
I'll try and let you guys know ahead of time. There's too many variables I have to think through. There's too many. I have to come up with each matchup and decide a winner from each matchup. And I know there are certain fights I want to make sure I have happen.
Yeah.
And so I have to do the math on it.
But if you only what I meant was if you just because we don't even know if technically if we're going to win our fights. If you decide our first fight and then just align everybody up from there.
Yeah.
Then we'll at least know who we're starting with. Right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
cool.
Goes up.
See you guys next week.
See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.